A black man cannot have a white man as a friend.
He may have a white man who's friendly, but being friendly and being a friend, I think, are two different things. I think there are many whites who act friendly toward Negroes. A fox acts friendly toward the lamb. And usually the fox is the one who ends up with the lamb chop on his plate. The wolf doesn't act friendly, and therefore the wolf has more difficulty in getting the lamb chop in his plate.
I'd like to point out that...
And I say that because it is usually if you study the structure of the Negro community, economically, politically, civically, psychologically, and otherwise, it's controlled by the white liberal, who usually poses as the friend of the Negro, who actually differs from the white conservative in the same way that the fox differs from the wolf. Their appetite is the same. Their motives are the same. It's only their mannerisms and methods that differ.
Mr. Hasty. What did you think we were before you began to think of us as human beings?
Well, in a way, we thought of you almost as a very superior pet.
Well, I remember quite well how those Polo children used to have to eat. They were fed in boxes, and the same as we enslaved working Americans.
Mr. Hasty, what did you think we were before you began to think of us as human beings?
Well, in a way, we thought of you almost as a very superior pet. Something, or rather someone, we had to take care of. Because we had to do so much of their thinking for them. We had to do almost everything for them except living their own lives. Anything outside, we had to do for them.
Mr. Hasty.
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. Now, I had to come back today. I know I haven't been doing as many lives as I'm supposed to be doing, and I know I'm supposed to be coming on Sundays, but I've been busy, so it is what it is. But I still want to come on when I can and holler at the people. That's why I can't say a certain time, so I'm glad that Cassidra does come on Wednesday with me, so I can stay to a strict schedule, at least with that day. But anyway, so I'm gonna come on here for a little while. I want to talk to y'all about some things now. And the thing is, right? I it does get irritating sometimes because I say something like for a long time and people look at me like I'm crazy. And then when I stop saying it, I move on, I've accepted that they won't accept reality. Then somehow later it becomes the narrative. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm grateful. I mean, I think that this may be the best thing that has ever happened because now everybody is talking like I'm talking and I don't sound like the crazy one. But when y'all think y'all saved democracy or whatever, then it'll be right back. But it may not because the universe takes care of itself. Like the universe puts in way more work than we do, you know what I'm saying? As we talked about last time, because especially with the brothers, it's I don't know, man. But anyway, man, let's get to it. Of course, my computer is freezing up. I think it's something going on with StreamYard. I'm not even sure if y'all can hear me. I don't even think nobody here. But I can't expect otherwise if I don't. be on constantly, I guess, But anyway, so to give people time, and as an example, man, the universe knows what it's doing, right? Even if we don't, if we don't do what we supposed to do, the universe will do it. It's just we'll probably go down with the ship. Oh,
Let's
I
get
see
into it.
my good brother MD2 is on. Make
Now,
sure y'all support my
news
brother MD2.
agencies are reporting that it could be well over
Damn, I can't hear
20,000
it.
people that have already perished in Europe by way of the heat wave, and it could be thousands more to come because the summer is just getting started. Is this signs of a change in the cycles of weather on Earth? Could this be the norm for future summers? That this is just the beginning? If it is, whoa, it better be some serious adjustments to social living, or else, man, it's going to be hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions that can perish from future heat waves. But this is astronomical, and this doesn't even include America. But Europe has really taken the brunt of the heat wave.
With this time.
The record-breaking heatwave across Europe has potentially killed more than 20,000 people in just 1 week in Europe. A new preliminary study estimates that between June the 22nd and June the 28th, approximately 20,390 people died from heat-related causes across Europe as temperatures climbed above 104 Fahrenheit, 40 Celsius in many regions. The estimate has not yet been peer-reviewed and is not an official death count. Instead, it uses an established statistical model that links rising temperatures to increases in mortality across more than 900 regions in Europe. According to this analysis, France experienced the highest estimated death toll with about 5,210 deaths, followed by Germany with 4,543, Spain with 3,163, and Italy with 2,709. The findings highlight just how dangerous extreme heat can be. Unlike floods, hurricanes, and wildfires, heat often kills quietly. It worsens heart disease, strokes, respiratory illnesses, and dehydration, with older adults and people with chronic health conditions facing the greater risk. Jesus Christ, guys, this is wild, to be honest, as if this has potentially killed possibly rather a lot of people. Scientists say Europe.
All right. Y'all get the point, right? Something got to be dangerous because the point is we're not going to be, right? And this is the thing. You know why? Because I'm pretty sure, my sister Cassidra doesn't agree with me on everything. But the reason and the main thing that I can respect about her, is the fact that, well, not only that she is who she is and she stands on who she is, right? But she's not ashamed to be black. You understand? Like, we make so many excuses and find so many things. It irritates me to hear black people in conversations, like even people that's not even close to quote unquote racist, right? And you have somebody like DL Hughley. They be like, DL Hughley is racist. I wish, right? I wish half of you were. But the point is, right, we got to make excuses. Well, not all of them, not this, not that. And the thing about her, she understands and makes no apology about being black, right? Black first, black only, right? And not everybody is going to be like that, because some of us is going to always come back around talking about my white friends. Not all of them is bad. My white girl, because that's the underlying issue with a lot of them. They probably got a crush on a white girl, got a white girlfriend, got a biracial child or something, right? And that's just what the people that I've talked to, right? Normally, it's somebody white in their family, they're biracial themselves, something like that. But at the end of the day, like, until we learn what it is, the cycle will keep repeating. And I can't say it enough, right? Because we've been saying this for years. Hey, That what good ones? Your white friends, probably gonna end up dead. And most of the times when you tell me the story of your white friends, it was some kind of racist stuff. You know what I'm saying? They'd be like, "Oh, you was the good one." You know what I mean? But all right, let's get into it. You know what I'm saying? So let's go. All right.
When you walk into a
So I want y'all to hear this. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to understand this. Damn, my bad. I'm having technical difficulties. Of course, this freezing up. But it is what it is. I'm in here by myself right now. Y'all forgive the technical difficulties. I guess by the time y'all hear this back, it'll be smoothly. Y'all can skip ahead to when it plays. Damn, this y'all falling apart. All right, y'all give me a second to deal with this technical difficulty. Hopefully it'll stop in a second. Let's see. Yeah, this joint is freezing all the way up on me. All right, let me stop for a second. Of course, they don't want us to go on. They would let me play the first one, but not this one. But now it's completely shutting down, and I don't understand what's going on. Because even when it frees up, it don't take this long. All right, I think we good. Let's see. I don't know. But we're going to talk about it one way or another. All right, now let's try it again. All right. Excuse the technical difficulties, but let's get into the actual what we're talking about today, right? Because like I try to tell you, you know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to be. All right, shouts out to Karma 804. All right, here we go. Hopefully y'all can hear it.
The Hamites have been assigned to a civilizational station of subordination and dependence. And the answer to this paradigm is not endless foreign money.
By the way, according to the Bible, you are supposed to be the Hamites. Africans are the Hamites, according to a lot of people with the Bible. So what he's saying, Hamites, he's referring to black people.
The Hamites have been assigned to a civilizational station of subordination and dependence.
All right, thank you. Shouts out to Karma 804. I appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Foreign money. That's not the answer to this problem. The answer is to return to European Christian colonization of African nations. I believe that's truly the answer, and let me tell you why. It's the only thing that has historically worked, that has shown fruit. I'm not talking about overtaking Africa. I'm not talking about enslaving Africans. I'm not talking about exploiting Africans. But I'm talking about establishing order, godly leadership, and carrying the gospel to their lands. In fact, the only times that African nations have seen significant and sustained civilizational improvement, and I'm talking about infant mortality rates going down. I'm talking murder.
What up, my brother?
Disease going down, tribal wars ceasing. The only time Africa has ever seen that happen in being sustained is when they have come under Japhethite supervision.
Damn lie preacher. Now this so-called revolving reverend, he subscribes to a theological view that basically says that they.
Now you see how this brother said what in the red state, you know what I'm saying? But we don't separate Neanderthals by political party. And we'll get to that in a minute, you know what I'm saying? But this Christian or whatever. I don't even think it's Christian because we've had this welcoming mindset for so long. And I've been saying, like, look, like with this white friends and the good ones, and y'all been against me this whole time when I tell you the good ones and being the only Negro out there where you're at because you want to get away from other Negroes. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it does trigger me. Even with people in my life that I love and care about truly deeply, you know what I'm saying? When we say certain things about our own, you know what I'm saying? Because I understand, like, I've studied these talking points, like, studied them for at least 10 years now, you know, and I get where, like, for the way my mind works, I see where everything is coming from. And I've been telling you, right, that you can't be their friends, you know? But especially today, right? With this Christian turn the other cheek mindset, love everybody, you know what I'm saying? Mindset that definitely plays a part, right? That's why you're always gonna push back against me when I tell you, like, no, like it's just rules, you know what I'm saying? It's like n- no person above 4'5" can get on this roller coaster. Right? It's not that every person under 4'5" is gonna fall off. You know what I'm saying? But it's just the rules. You have to be this tall to ride the ride. You know what I'm saying? And it's what I'm trying to tell you. You cannot bring other people into your community. That's just how it is, you know? And of course, like this defeatist mindset of and trying to separate and find a way to make it like, well, this one is good. I'm cool if I hang out with this one, not all of, and try to find white heroes. Like you go all the way back 200 years ago. You got to say John Brown or the two white boys in the 1950s. You know what I'm saying? You got to go 82 years ago to find a good white person. You know what I'm saying? Or the person who you think was nice to you, as Malcolm X has said, you know what I'm saying? There's a difference between being your friend and being friendly. You know what I'm saying? The fox is friendly with its prey. You feel me? Erica Howard in the building. Y'all give a shout out to Erica Howard. Much love to her. And Erica know we've been saying this for years. And when I stop saying something, that's when other people start saying it. And it gets kind of irritating. You know what I mean? But okay. Let's keep going, right? With this defeatist mindset, right? Um, because you heard what he said. He said they should be able to enslave. Matter of fact, let's let Erica hear what he said.
The Hamites have been assigned to a civilizational station of subordination and dependence.
Oh, shouts out to my good brother Bukhari in the
The
building.
answer to this paradigm is not endless foreign money. That's not the answer to this problem. The answer is to return to European Christian colonization of African nations. I believe that's truly the answer, and let me tell you why. It's the only thing that has historically worked, that has shown fruit. I'm not talking about overtaking Africa. I'm not talking about enslaving Africans. I'm not talking about exploiting Africans. But I'm talking about establishing order, godly leadership, and carrying the gospel to their lands. In fact, the only times that African nations have seen significant and sustained civilizational improvement, and I'm talking about infant mortality rates going down, I'm talking murder going down, I'm talking disease going down, tribal wars ceasing. The only time Africa has ever seen that happen in being sustained is when they have come under Japhethite supervision.
So not just ain't talking about the shyster supervision, right? That's what he's trying to say, right? That's really the time when you got exploited and raped and so much that it changed our DNA and to the point of where we are today, right? So and let's let this sister come on, let this sister go in. Damn. Oh, okay. My bad, y'all. I'm having a lot of technical difficulties.
Being told that God Himself authorized the theft of your land, the enslavement of your people, and the destruction of your civilization. That document exists, and it was written in 1452, and it wasn't formally disavowed until 2023. In 1452, Pope Nicholas V issued Dum Diversas, authorizing the Portuguese crown to invade Africa, seize its lands, and reduce its people to perpetual slavery. In 1455, he expanded those powers to cover all lands Portugal had seized and would seize. In 1493, Pope Alexander VI extended the same permission to Spain, drawing a line across the Atlantic and dividing the so-called non-Christian world between two European kingdoms. This was the doctrine of discovery. Any land not inhabited by Christians was free to be invaded and exploited. Its people had no rights a Christian was bound to respect. But this wasn't a theological statement. It was a business arrangement. Portugal and Spain didn't come to the Vatican for moral guidance. They came for permission to get rich. Through the patronatal real, the crowns funneled a percentage of every colonized territory's resources back to the church. The more they seized, the more they enslaved, the wealthier they became. This wasn't the voice of God. It was the voice of greed dressed in the robes of God. They didn't need to believe it was true. They just needed the paperwork. What followed is beyond counting. Millions killed, millions more destroyed by famine, forced labor, debt, and deliberate poverty. The death toll didn't end when the colonizers left. It continued through IMF policies, rigged trade agreements, and the suppression of African sovereignty. It continues today because the powers responsible have never intended to dismantle the system that funds their place in the world. The doctrine of discovery made it all possible, not by making men monsters, but by making Africans something less than men. The killing didn't require cruelty. It required belief. On March 30th, 2023, 571 years after the first papal bull, the Vatican formally repudiated the doctrine of discovery,
Said,
said
my
the
bad.
documents have been manipulated for political purposes. Manipulated. That's the word that they chose for 600 years of African genocide, slavery, and theft. The church today holds assets worth trillions, built on tithes, slave plantations, and a percentage of every resource their papal bulls unlocked. They wrote the doctrine, they collected the dividends, and when they finally admitted it was wrong, they didn't return a single dollar. They just stopped claiming it was God's idea.
Good day. Right? Because they said it's manifest destiny. I don't think they did. They still say, hey, we're the Christians, you know what I'm saying? So, but if you're praying to the same God as the Christian, the American Christian, right? Because we know who that refers to, right? But it's the context that goes with this whole conversation. Because one thing that, oh, they're shooting off fireworks and everything in the parking lot now, of course. But anyway, that the context that goes with the whole conversation is with the doctrine of discovery. What they said is like you can't enslave another Christian nation, you know what I'm saying? And what black people started to do was adopt the ways of the Englishmen, but also identify as a Christian to be kind of think they could be accepted into the society. But after like 16 something, it stopped working because they said they passed a law that said even if you're baptized, you're still going to be a slave. But a lot of people thought like, well, you know, with this Christian doctrine, and we wasn't even fed the truth of like what the actual, because like if you read the book, like the book is like the scriptures, quote unquote, is the scriptures is actually a lot of like bloodshed, and like God was like, yeah, if somebody does this, get eye for an eye, you know what I'm saying? And J-Dub came along and was like, no, turn the other cheek. But that's not what God said, but that's a whole nother conversation. But they didn't feed us none of this stuff anyway. You know what I'm saying? What they said is serve your master, love thy enemy, right? Turn the other cheek, right? And we look at other people like who used peace and stuff like that, but would have murdered us. You know what I'm saying? That's the context we leave out of it. And we think that reaching out to some Christian thing, but their God tells them that they can kill you and take the land if you don't worship their God. To them, a savage means somebody who doesn't bow down to European power, law, deity, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't bow down to Europeans. That to them, that's what a savage is. You know, and a lot of people did try to become Christians to hope and to hope that it would soften the blow. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if my good brother Bakari was listening, but I know he would like this, you know. And it created this Negro pen, you know what I'm saying? Well, we like, not all of them is bad. We got to discuss it, you know.
My stars and God. Is
And
this
shouts out to
heaven?
my brother Guy
Or
for
just
this.
heaven, Ruckus? White heaven. You see, there are many different types of people, Ruckus. So God created many separate, but, well, for the most part, equal heavens. You don't say. White heaven is for decent, good, God-fearing Christians who just happen to, well, hate everyone and everything relating to black people. That means no Muhammad Ali, no hip-hop music, and no fucking Jesse Jackson. What about Whoopi Goldberg? Nope. Oh, this is heaven. Turns out that God really doesn't have that much of a problem with racism. He doesn't even remember slavery, except in February. Personally,
By the way, that is kind of true because Jesus only came for it. Did in the book it says he only came for his people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying.
hate black people, Ruckus. That's why I did everything I could to make their lives miserable.
Yeah, I
Crack?
know you like that
Me.
part, Bakari.
AIDS? Me. Reaganomics? Come on, I'm in the name. And God has rewarded me. Know why? 'Cause 2 niggers and 2 quarters don't add up to $1? Well, that. And because God loves white people. And if you teach everyone on earth to love the white man, you too can join us in white heaven.
See, I think this is the promise that a lot of Negroes have gotten. If you can teach us, right? And then even when I say that, we might even disagree, but like to me, I'm an extremist. I say all of it is like not what's up. And I'm not saying that I'm not tired. That's what pisses me off. Like, yeah, just the like bondage that you gotta go to sleep and get up and go do this and they can take whatever they want out of their thing. And the only way you can challenge them is in their court. Like, how is it not pissing us off? You know what I'm saying? But some of us get this thing like, well, not all of them. You know what I'm saying? It's like maybe you got a dream or something. They was like, if you can convince them that this is the way, then you know.
One on earth to love the white man, you too can join us in white heaven.
Now, again, if you would want to go to white heaven, that's on you. But unfortunately for us, it kind of turns out this way. Now, I don't know if the pastor found well, he found out something. Well, I don't know if the cop found out. I think the pastor is the one that found out. But you know, if you can damn, of course it's like 1,000 commercials. Let's make a lot of all the money we can off of our oppression, y'all. Everybody else making money, we might as well too, right?
So you searching my car for what reason? The dog alerted on the vehicle in the state of Florida. Car searching for drugs. Ocala Police Department. Tag everybody.
Now this pastor here, you know what I'm saying? It's a black
I've
pastor.
never had this kind of treatment before in all my life. This is a disgrace before God. Can I roll my windows down now?
The God of white heaven is disgraced, y'all.
So,
Or is he? Or is white God is Jesus that be in the churches all the time? Is that God smiling down still? Probably smiling down because why? He should have interfered here. Like this would have been the time, you know what I'm saying? Forget the slavery, forget all the lynchings and the castrations. This was the time to show up. Passer for all of these years, right? Being accosted with four-legged dogs sicked on them by two-legged dogs.
9 dog hit, okay. So they're on the vehicle for the order of narcotics, right? So I'm gonna have you step out real quick and I'm gonna search the vehicle, okay?
So you searching my car for what reason?
The dog alerted on the vehicle in the state of Florida.
The dog alert,
alerts on the
sir.
vehicle.
Okay, I'm gonna let you do what you got to do.
I got you.
Wait, before he get home at night. Okay, get home at night. But so you telling me though, if you don't find his drugs, the dog needs to be put down then, because the dog obviously can't do his job if the dog smells drugs when there's no drugs. So if you don't find none, you're telling me this dog needs to be put down or something, right? Because obviously it ain't doing this damn job, right? So if that's the case, if you're saying, well, the dogs told me to do it, well, all right, but you know,
Dog alerted on the vehicle in the state of Florida.
The dog alert,
alerts on the
sir.
vehicle.
Okay, I'm gonna let you do what you got to do.
I got you.
I'm gonna let you do it, sir. I've been living 47 years of my life, and I've never done drugs before.
Okay, I'm not saying you do it or anything.
Yeah, that's what you finna pat. Hold on,
I'm gonna pat you down.
Let me
Make
ask you a
sure you don't have any
question.
weapons.
No. So is this legal to do?
Yeah. Go stand back there.
Okay, I'll contact the attorney.
they can do whatever they want to.
Yeah,
Bro.
I'll contact an attorney. Because that's the only reason
They can like literally lynch you from a tree and nobody will go to jail. They can do whatever they want to.
Because you thought I had drugs.
There's more video. Now, you heard the pastor say his name is Terry Weems. I actually had a brief conversation with the pastor Weems yesterday. And he said the dog did not alert. Okay, he said it very clearly. Here's what happened next.
Stay over here.
No. If I'm not under arrest, I'm going to respect you.
All right, but you are detained, so you have to
I'm
stay.
detained?
Yes. You've been detained this whole time.
Why am I detained?
Because it's a traffic stop.
No, you don't. Okay.
Because it's a traffic stop.
Okay. What's your name? I'm Pastor Weems. Your name is?
Brittle.
Officer Brittle. A local pastor in this city, and he's stopping my car for drugs. Just was leaving my mama church some hours ago right here on
Jesus is around the corner right now. I'm telling you, this is it. This is where the line has been crossed.
I don't put white man poison in my body. Never have and never will. I work with y'all and pray for y'all.
They work and pray for y'all.
Yes, you are. Because I have never
have mercy.
My car for drugs. There's no possible cause to search and I didn't give consent.
He works for them and prays for them. How about you pray for yourself? You know what I'm saying? You just pray that they don't search your car illegally, or just search your car, period. Because whatever they do, they can do what they want.
My lawyer do. My lawyer do. Found anything?
Yeah,
I know you
look at that.
Now, it is clear he's not trafficking anything. It is clear he has no narcotics in his vehicle, but he still gets a ticket. Here it is.
In this city, I don't normally give people around. This is my wife. I normally don't. Nobody don't be in my car but my wife and my children. If I want to, I will. That's not against the law, is it? You had one too.
It is against the law.
No, I don't need your explanation. I know the law.
What's the word that they used to use? It's not uppity, but it was another word. But she was being uppity, belligerent, or it was something. It was something dumb. But you was being whatever with a European.
You just mad because you didn't find no drugs on this black man. Yes, you is. You thought you was gonna take me to jail. You won't take this one to jail. Now go get them drug dealers out there. That's what you do.
He work with them. About that. And pray for them.
And you lied about that too. I'll contact my lawyer.
You can fight it. You can pay it.
I'm gonna fight it because you lied. Because I stopped at that stop. You happy you didn't find the drugs?
Would you like me to explain the rest for you?
No, I have my lawyer.
So you can put the dog down now, or what?
You need to
the
leave.
dog was wrong, obviously.
I did stop. You just thought I had drugs, and you mad I ain't got none. You mad I don't got no drugs on you. You demon.
What if I told you that the moment your book is published?
All right, man. You know what? I'll let them have their say, right? Because their Christian response.
Wow. I mean, no, sir, we apologize. Or yeah, we actually are happy. You're one of the good guys.
Like one of the sickest things that I've heard, like, and And it's been far worse stuff that happened. But one of the sicker, I don't know why, it just like for me it infuriates me to a whole nother level. Like even though it's been much worse stuff, but like just that explains their mentality is like one Sunday morning that not even the people who were protesting during the 60s in the 1960s, the police let loose wild like their dogs in a church full of people and locked the doors, right, and let their dogs loose inside of a church, right, not because not and you know of course some of those people probably was out there protesting, but some of them wasn't, right, some of them probably was against the protest, but it did not matter. They put a bunch of police dogs in a church and locked the door and let the dogs attack the people in the church. Like that's crazy.
You're not a drug dealer. Put it up full mask. It was Sunday, March 17th, at around 7:45 that evening when Pastor Terry A. Weems Sr. began to go on Facebook Live. And if you heard him, he said, tag everybody. He had his whole damn congregation, but wait for it, request. But Chief, this is not going to go away until there's a satisfactory conclusion here. So I do.
He's going to have to pray hard, a little extra. It's a little hard hitting.
So I do encourage office to just go ahead and return our inquiry. All right, Sharon, hell of a thing. Pastor got it all recorded. Thoughts?
Well, and it means something a little extra. It's a little hard hitting when a pastor calls you a demon. He might know what he's talking
Right.
about. Okay, he talks to God every day. He's going to have to pray harder because
Does God talk back? Because, like she said, you're gonna have to pray a little bit harder, my guy.
calls you a demon. He might know what he's talking
Right.
about. Okay, he talks to God every day. He's going to have to pray harder because these gangs are everywhere. These gangs all wearing the blue uniform, targeting Black people. They're everywhere, and we've got to eradicate them. We've got to get it under control.
We've got to, right? I couldn't have said it better myself. Right? Let's see. What is it? I might have the wrong thing, so y'all forgive me. All right. Okay, yeah, all right. This is the right thing. So I'm not gonna say it anymore, so I'm gonna let the sister say it.
Who needs to hear this? But I'm gonna say it this morning so you can hear me. We straight up. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I'm gonna say it this morning so you can hear me. Stay y'all Black ass out of white spaces. Stay your Black ass out of white spaces.
And listen, this is even like to, whoever, like, and the people I love all of y'all, and I tell y'all all the time. I only tell you because I love you, to be honest with you. But like, yeah, even being the only Black person in a certain spot is not like, I can't be comfortable like that. It's hard to be comfortable, you know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother conversation, right? Because what we got to talk about is this. Like, so check this out, right?
I got a story to tell. Story time. But first, this boy in Mississippi, here's some pictures that's come out. Remember he had the 3 YT friends? Look at these pictures. They got sick and tired. I'm not saying they did nothing. I'm just saying they're sick and tired. We ain't letting them take our women no more. That's over with. I'm telling y'all. My YT boys are waking up. I'm speaking.
There's all y'all who be going at me like, oh, not all of them, because I know your motivation for saying that all, because your damn niece or your daughter or your girlfriend in most cases, you know what I'm saying? Like, you end up like my good brother who used to come on here, right, where his girl didn't call him the N-word and he didn't find out, but now he got a Neanderthal baby mama. But this white boy is telling you, those good white ones ain't gonna be there for long now, boy.
I got a story to tell. Story time. But first, this boy in Mississippi, here's some pictures that's come out. Remember he had the 3 YT friends? Look at these pictures. They got sick and tired. I'm not saying they did nothing. I'm just saying they're sick and tired. We ain't letting them take our women no more. That's over with. I'm telling y'all. My YT boys are waking up. I'm speaking faith all across the nation. You're going to see this happen. White men being white men again.
As if Neanderthals ever stopped being Neanderthals. But we have suffered an illusion as if they were. And we could easily have been under illusion again as if they were, you know what I'm saying? Which I think is way more dangerous, us being under the illusion as if this is not what it is, because I've been on here for like 10, 12 years straight and try not to show the same video twice unless it's like updates or something like that. And I have no problem finding, it's like you can tell what time you can tell it's Halloween by lynching decorations, you know what I'm saying? You can tell it's graduation season by like somebody, you know what I'm saying, doing something, you know what I mean, but I don't know, it's clockwork with this, and the fact that we become so complacent and don't see it is like, no wonder we've been enslaved so many times, and we're still enslaved, and we don't want to actually admit it because we just want to get a comfortable kind of slavery. There's a good white man here in America now. You know what I'm saying? We here with the good ones now, saying Massa America is good. You know what I'm saying? This flea market here is the good ones, you know what I mean? We got to save democracy first. But harsh lessons that we learn over and over and over again, which is why I stopped talking about it. But unfortunately, it comes back later where a bunch of people start talking about it, and it's irritating because I was like, "Yo, why y'all ain't listening when I said that like 10 years ago?" I'm like, "Yeah, so watch out for this particular thing," and y'all like, "Well, no, not of course not the people here, you know what I'm saying, but a lot of people have said this. Like, no, no, no." But I get it. They're the wolves dressed in fox clothing, you know what I'm saying? And we don't understand what it doesn't matter if you're a fox or a wolf. So it wouldn't even matter if it's a fox in a wolf clothing because it doesn't matter. You're still a fox and a wolf. You know what I'm saying? And the sheep becomes the damn lamb chop.
Yeah, they did it. Them boys did it. This is a damn tradition for us. Yeah. This is a tradition. We take you boys out in the woods. We throw you in the swamp. We throw you in the.
I mean, like that Jamaican brother that went hunting with them dudes and got shot somehow. Somehow, always the brother or the sister who was at the sleepover and somehow fell off the damn balcony. And like, God, I don't know. Somehow, you always end up in these uncomfortable situations. It's just a coincidence, you know what I mean?
Creek. We throw you in the springs and rivers. Yeah, we throw you in them oceans. Y'all can't do a damn thing. Y'all be in there splashing and screaming, I can't swim, I can't swim. Oh, hell no. But it ain't our fault. It ain't our fault you're fucking stupid. Grown man don't know how to swim. Yeah, what y'all think we do? Yeah, it's a big conspiracy.
By the way, the stupid part is not even knowing how to swim. I guess people should know how to swim. I don't, but the stupid part was being out there with your white friends, wasn't it?
Every 6 months this skin tone, we all get together in our neighborhoods and we have like a little neighborhood meeting. And y'all ain't invited. We get together, we make plans, we talk about y'all, talk about.
I need y'all to listen to this video, especially Black people, because
No, sister, you need to listen. See, we black. I'm gonna educate you. We need the education on racism and race and all of this other stuff. We be like, oh, it's only one race. No, God don't create one race. No, there's subclasses of that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and it created a bunch of kind of animals. And only one of them are allergic to the sun, by the way. I'm pretty sure there's others, but one that I know is allergic to the sun. But human is not a race, first of all, right? But that's a whole nother conversation. KW Don 7. Shouts out to my good brother in the building.
Everything that he
But
is
she
saying
needs to hear
is
this
the
more
truth.
than
This
anybody,
is
to be honest
exactly
with
how
you.
they feel. Not all white people feel this way, but white.
God damn it. Not all, yes. How long? Okay. 1,000 years is not enough, all right? Because it's been like what, 723, and it's not been enough. But we're on a trajectory that maybe in like, but I don't know. I don't know. We're doomed, y'all.
Like him, they feel this way. So listen and listen closely.
Oh, like him, not your white friends.
Yeah, we did it. We sure did do it. What you think? What you think we do when we take y'all young men camping with us?
Sorry, y'all. It pisses me off because
We
we
know them boys don't know how to
don't
swim.
get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You throw them in that water. Say, swim, boy, swim. Woo! Learn how to swim, boy. You can't do it. You can't do it, boy. Y'all ain't ever gonna learn how to swim. This is a tradition. We take you boys out in the woods. We throw you in the swamp. We throw you in the creek. We throw you in the springs and rivers. Yeah, we throw you in them oceans. Y'all can't do a damn thing. Y'all be in there splashing and screaming, I can't swim, I can't swim. Oh, hell no. But you know, it ain't our fault. It ain't our fault you're fucking stupid. Grown man don't know how to swim.
It's their fault,
Yeah,
but
what y'all think
everything
we
is their
do?
fault for
You
real,
know,
y'all.
yeah, it's a big conspiracy. You know, every 6 months this skin tone, we all get together in our neighborhoods and we have like a little neighborhood meeting. Y'all ain't invited. We get together, we make plans, we talk about y'all, talk about, yeah, let's put this one in football, let's put this one in basketball. Yeah, let's encourage him to do that and this. Yeah. We bet on y'all. Man, we just play y'all like a
And then when my brother be like, go to an HBCU, like, nah, hell no, as in his words, hell no, you know. And by the way, First Rifleman look just like this dude.
damn game. Y'all don't even know it. This is a tradition. Been going on since the beginning of time. And y'all still in the dark. And I thought I'd go ahead and tell you, but even me telling you, it's still just going to be conspiracy and nobody's going to be able to prove it. Yeah. This happens all around the nation. All of us are involved. Every single one of us. Mm-hmm.
I hope y'all listen to everything that he said.
I hope she didn't even listen to everything that they say. He said all of us, and the first thing she said before to preface it, not all of them. And he said, "Yeah, we all do that." Like she's like, "No, can't be. No, can't be. Jesus in heaven won't allow that." You know what I'm saying?
Because
I'm sorry.
everything that he said is the truth. And that's exactly how they feel. It's been so many cases where our young black boys are dying.
Yeah. And that's in the last week, by the way. I'm not talking about the last 700 years of people that we'll never know about, you know? But apparently, now the white boy has been fired or whatever. So now he's just going to raise a bunch of money from white boys. But see, it's not about like looking at it and getting mad, like, oh, how could they do that? Duh. Why don't you do that for the people who look out for you? Because our people don't even be talking about, and the ones who do talk about, all right, not only achieving our spot, but destroying other people's spots. Those people should be funded the most, you know what I'm saying? But at least fund the ones, even if they be like, not all of them, but let's build our own stuff and make our own rules. I know not all of them, but we know out of 10,000 snakes that 8,000 is poisonous and 2,000 might, even those ones, let's give our money to so that they can build their own communities in the first point. You know what I'm saying? But let's not get mad that they raise money and write down a few notes.
They know my name, my address, everything. I knew it was going to happen. After the Walmart video went viral, all I got was just constant threats.
And
Then
all
the
they be
voice
trying to
video went
do
viral,
is
and that was
all they be trying to do is like bait you so they can make money off of your rage and all of that stuff. That's why it's like, who cares what this boy say? If he come in your face, you defend yourself. It is what it is, unless you want to die, you know what I'm saying? And but you can defend yourself because he's a wolf in wolf clothing, you know what I'm saying? So this one, right? It's just the foxes is the problem. And it's not that there is a such thing as a lesser of two evils. Evil is evil, period. You know what I'm saying? The thing that makes it worse and more evil is our reaction to the quote unquote lesser of two evils. It puts you to sleep, it puts you to comfort. We be like, we's made it, we's made changes, we's done this, we's done that, when we don't control a goddamn thing. Right? That's the only way that we's made it, is if we control at least um the systems where we can use the bathroom and dispose of our own feces and stuff like that. That's the first step, you know what I'm saying? Like, but just anything, being able to control our own, and we could easily do that though. That's the thing. And that's why I'm glad that we got motivation. See, that's where my hope came in. I have faith in black people because we are great. We are great at these things. It's just the problem is we've been great at being everything but black. We've been great at being American, at being French, at being Spanish, at winning them World Cups, at winning them Super Bowls, at winning them like whatever, everything but hockey stuff, you know what I'm saying? We've been the best Christians, we've been the best Muslims, we've been the best, you know what I'm saying? Everything. We've been the best Nazis, we've been the best MAGA. We've been the best Democrat, but we've been everything but the best black people, period. And if we ever decided to do that, then it would be over for everybody. And that's where my faith come in, that for the right or wrong reasons at this point, you know what I'm saying, that we discover something. Now I hope it's for the right reasons, because you would lose it if it's for the wrong reasons, but it's because you want to have your own and you want to win, and you want to win because you don't want your children to just survive. You want them to be in the best position possible to live life. You know what I'm saying? You know how many scientists we would have if our children had the space to like care about math and science and stuff like that, instead of being worried about, oh, what this person gonna do, or if I do this, or be worried about all of this stuff. Like, we worry so much about things that we can't, and we still are the most creative and still have the most inventions and all of that stuff. Imagine if you took the stress out of being a damn slave to somebody else's system, paying somebody else water, paying somebody else ticket because they say you're speeding, paying taxes on stuff that you already have, right? Even though they don't give you anything, like they don't clean your streets off, they don't fix the potholes, they don't do anything in your city, right? You know, but you can. That's all. Anyway, my bad, y'all.
Definite. They would find out who I am. But there's that.
By the way, it says 0 people
Well, I
is
guess
listening,
my followers out there that don't know
and
my
it
name.
might be true.
My name is Remington.
I'm listening, so it can't be true.
But yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. Still stand by everything I say. And then the FBI reached out to somebody related to me. I don't know why they didn't reach out to me. I don't know why they haven't come talk to me. But they asked them if I had anything to do with the what's his name, Nolan, the Nolan Wells situation, because of the video of me mocking these idiots.
No, I had something to do with it different in order, not
I guess
that
I
thing.
said, we did it, but clearly I meant we as in, these people, this skin tone people. Clearly these morons do not understand satire. And another thing I saw in the comments was talking about beating my ex-wife. So just to clear that up, that was 10, 11 years.
All right, that's Greek behavior, savage behavior. But you know what makes this sad? You know what makes this sad? This what makes this sad for me, because it goes on and on and on. If you go back to my first videos, I was doing videos like this brother is doing. And I don't know if people watch those. Like, well, I know people did watch those videos, but I stopped doing it because it takes like 2 days to do it. It's a lot of work, you know what I'm saying? And I guess it does take a toll or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Even just talking about it. But, it's over and over and over. Like, what is the point, Like, none of us should have died in the first moment. Like, the minute the first person died, like, okay, now it has to be rules and regulation. I mean, like in 1438, when they first kidnapped the first person and killed the first person. All right, now rules have to be made. But at this point, what's the point,
And yes, we have another one.
This is the latest black man who suspiciously drowned while canoeing with his white friends. 24-year-old Fred Marsh died in what they're calling a quote-unquote drowning accident on the Elk River in Missouri while out canoeing with his white friends. If I'm not mistaken, it was yesterday. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings, all praises. He went out canoeing 10 hours away with his white friends on the Elk River in Missouri and ended up drowning. Now,
not
watch
all of
how
them.
they
You know what? He would have argued me too. Now my white friends would jump in the water and save me if I was drowning because they're that good of. He would have thought they were people. He would have said the race is just a concept, but Neanderthal species. They're a different species than you. So you could tell from like the dog-like hair that grows out of there, the stringy dog-like hair, lice-infested hair, and like how they get boils on their skin when they go outside. But you, on the other hand, need sunlight, which is why you're like probably sick in the first place because we don't get enough vitamin D in your skin to soak it in. Like we really supposed to be like in the sun naked for like an hour, you know what I'm saying, to get all the vitamin D that we need, you know. But that's a whole nother conversation because that's the important part of like, because the medical stuff behind it and all of that stuff is the important thing, you know. AKW97, we got kicked out the cookout because we said all of them, you know. That's why I love y'all, you know, and I asked Cassidra to be because she understands, like, oh yes, the species, and that's why it's important to have rules and laws, right? Because it doesn't matter how much you love that old white chick that helped your grandma walk across the street or whatever she done did for you, right? While the black person that smacked you in the face, the white person was so good because they only smacked you in the face, you know. But for us, we don't understand that concept, you know. And I don't know what to tell us.
These news articles are about giving information about what happened. They give you none. Just watch.
Right now, the Rogers Police Department is mourning the loss of one of its newest.
And by the way, I don't mean to keep stopping it, but that's what was a part of the reason why I did the first videos that I used to do. If you go back and just look at my regular videos and just hit most popular, you will see like when before they start put blacklisting my channel, like how popular it was getting. Not to do it for popularity, but like it's not even the point of that. It's the point is to um to establish the talking points. You know what I'm saying? My point always been like when I first started, it was like to destroy their talking points because that's all you can really do. Because I noticed like they'd be like, oh, well, you know, the first slave owner was black, you know, and that's not even true, you know, in the first place. But they have like five or like really three talking points, you know what I'm saying? But black people have like maybe coon black people maybe have five talking points, you know what I'm saying? And then they'll throw in Thomas Sowell or some every now and then and some dumb like it's all the same things because the talking points go back to certain ideologies, right? And once you recognize that you can pinpoint a person's ideology by a certain phrase that they use. And for example, if somebody say patriarchy, you know their ideology, you know what I'm saying? You may not know every specific thing that they think, but but everything has that kind of thing to it. And it gives it away automatically. And that's what black people who's clones too, you know what I'm saying? It's certain words and certain catchphrases, it's certain things that if we would learn, you know what I'm saying, we would avoid a lot of situations, you know. But the point is we're miseducated at every step, and I wanted you to see how even their media, because all of this stuff is a part of it. So when we're on here arguing with each other, it's also a part of their media because that's what they get paid on. And it's a shyster who owns this, you know what I'm saying, or at least running a YouTube, you know what I'm saying. Last I checked, it was a shyster a female shyster who is running YouTube, you know what I'm saying? And when we be on here arguing with each other and debating and fighting with each other, they're getting paid off all of that. You know what I'm saying? And but anyway.
They give you none. Just watch.
Right now, the Rogers Police Department is mourning the loss of one of its newest officers. The department says Officer Fred Marsh died in a drowning in the Elk River over the weekend. He was just 24 years old. 4029's Cameron McCory is live near Elk River now, where People are trying to process such a tragic loss, Cameron.
This is the perfect pair for your iPhone, and it replaces 3.
Excuse me, y'all. We got to make some more money off Black Death. Pardon me.
Yeah, Chip, tragic is absolutely the word for it. As you can imagine, this is a shock to so many people out here. Fred Marsh, like you said, was just 24 years old in his first year with the Rogers Police Department. They say it happened last night while he was canoeing with his friends and fiance out here on the Elk River. We're also told by the owner of the River Ranch Resort that it happened right here in this.
By the way, look who out there canoeing right now.
Is much deeper. The Rogers Police Department says Marsh had graduated from the Arkansas Law Enforcement Training Academy just in April and had recently begun serving the Rogers community.
Now, somebody pointed out something real important, right? They was like, the reason why that Neanderthal boy got fired from his job, it may not have been because he said what he said. It may have been because he spilled the beans, right? It's because he made public, right? Oh, so we have to punish anybody who who goes against the what they call America, but y'all call white supremacy, or what I just call Neanderthal behavior. Somebody who is what we would call a clone, you know what I'm saying? They call a Benedict Arnold. That's their punishment for stepping outside of the rules and regulations, you know what I'm saying? And contrary to belief, I agree with having rules and regulations and consequences, you know what I'm saying? I just believe that the clone manufacturing center is the most important thing, because you can kill 1,000 clones, but the clone manufacturing center would just make 1,000 more, right? So if you take out the center along with the clones, then that's a whole nother thing.
In his short time with the department, they say he'd already made a lasting impact on those around him. Rogers Police Chief Jonathan Best calling this a, quote, heartbreaking loss for our department. He said, quote, Officer Marsh had a bright future ahead of him, and his willingness to serve others and the enthusiasm he brought to this profession will not be forgotten. Today, there were many families out here canoeing and floating on the Elk River, some saying tragedies like this are a reminder of how fast something can go wrong in the water.
My heart is really broke for them, and I'm praying for the Rogers Police Department and all of
But how come always and only the black people somehow get caught up in the one that anything could happen, and it only happens to the Negro? Is it a part of the curse that the Mormons talk about, right? Where the ones who was on the fence against God got sent back with black skin? Is that what's going on here?
his friends and family, and it's just sad. People need to learn to watch out for their people and know the river. If you don't know the river, at least pay attention more. I mean, I know accidents happen, but I think
you don't know Neanderthals.
More.
Pay attention more.
We're having fun. Just kind of watch each other's back.
Yeah, she really.
By the way, the only reason she's not crying is because they don't have tear ducts. So don't worry, it's okay. She's sad.
Emphasize the importance of safety on the water. She said whenever her and her family are out here, they always have some sort of life jacket, water safety device, and they always stay in pairs while on the water. The Rogers Police Department said at this time, they're not releasing
your strategy they use to cover up these incidents. And if you listen to the white lady who was talking, she said, well, people need to learn, not to come out here on the river if you don't know the river. Also, people need to learn how to watch their people's back. She's giving you dog whistles and signals. And they never said his fiance was white because he died. They said he died out there canoeing with his fiance, Marsh, or whatever it is, the little lake, the little river, are white people. And I'm going to just venture off to say his fiance was white. His friends was white because
not all of them, not my fiance.
Don't go canoeing. Realistic.
We'll see if her tear ducts work. Oh, they ain't gonna put her out there.
Training academy, so he looks definitely in good health. So how did he die? Once again, if you're canoeing, you saw people out there with rafts. So how is he the only one that died? Just take a look at this other article and once again see how vague and tight-lipped and stoic looking they're saying.
Well, they don't have tear ducts, brother. He didn't know that yet, so they don't have tear ducts, so they're sad.
Like, okay,
with all sad.
one, guys. just saying the same thing over and over in all these cases that happen.
Rogers Police Department is mourning the loss of one of its own after a tragic incident over the weekend. Officer Fred Marsh died while off duty in a drowning incident at the Elk River in Knoll, Missouri. He hadn't been with the department for long, but police say he had already left a lasting impression on those who served alongside him. Officer Marsh was one of the department's youngest officers, and police say he demonstrated an unwavering commitment to the community.
Officer Fred Marsh was only 24 years old and had been with the Rogers Police Department for less than a year. Now, Rogers Police says that Officer Marsh died Saturday evening in a drowning incident while he was canoeing on the Elk River in Missouri with his fiancée and friends. The City of Knoll Fire Department said its crews responded alongside the Missouri State Highway Patrol's Water Division and the McDonald County Sheriff's Office, who we've reached out to. The department has not released any additional information about what led up to the drowning. Rogers Police Chief Jonathan Best says Marsh brought enthusiasm to the profession and had a bright future ahead of him. The Rogers Fire Department also shared its condolences, saying the bond between first responders is one of service, sacrifice, and family. Rogers Police are asking the community to keep Marsh's family, his fiancée, and his fellow officers in their thoughts and prayers. The department says that right now it will not
Well, I don't know. We too busy praying for the police that just pulled us over to be able to pray for that white bitch. I don't know. We got a lot of praying to do. Let me write her name down so we can get to her eventually.
Rogers, covering news where you live. I'm Bo Russell, 5 News.
Lord, have mercy. All right, so yeah, we got to make a little bit more money off of our death. All right.
And emergency response agencies offered their condolences and prayers. Rogers Fire Department said in part, quote, the bond between first responders is one of service, sacrifice, and family. Today, we stand beside our law enforcement partners as they grieve the loss of one of their own. Little Flocks Police Department issued a statement saying in part,
good question. If he's one of their own, should we be grieving? The answer is yes, obviously, but we don't get that yet. So, but the saddest part that we should grieve is that he didn't even know that he was one of our own. He didn't know that so much that he went canoeing. Is you crazy, boy? I ain't going canoeing with my black friends, but anyway.
our hearts are with everyone who knew, loved, and served alongside him.
They said it's one of service and sacrifice. Service and sacrifice. Now, could he very well have been the sacrifice?
I don't know if it's a sacrifice at this point. It's just a sport. It's just fun. Like it's been enough sacrifice for generations upon generations. There's been enough sacrifice, but it's probably just fun to them at this point. But before y'all go feeling bad, if one of them has survived, you know what I'm saying? This is what I was looking for the other day. So before y'all go feeling bad, if one of them survived, this is probably what they would have said. You know what I'm saying? Now, if y'all remember this was a brother.
News tonight. Well, it's been described by many as
brother was on life support, brain dead, of course.
Who was allegedly pushed into a lake by
all right, what up, my brother Anthony?
Family. Chris was submerged underwater for more than 10 minutes. Thankfully, he survived.
Lord.
Spending more than 2 weeks on life support.
So this would have been like the story of if one of those 12, 13 brothers who drowned with their white friends had survived. This would have been what he said.
Chris's mother says tonight he is officially off life support.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's really amazing. Take a look at your screen right now. This is a recent photo of Chris sent to us from his mother, Yolanda. As you can see, he looks to be in much better shape. Tonight, he is still in the hospital, but families say he is doing much better. The incident happened a little more than 2 weeks ago in Farmerville, Louisiana. Chris
2 years ago.
At a lakefront restaurant when one of his friends allegedly pushed him into the water. This left Chris with major brain damage, and he was on life support, but according to family, his health is improving. And although it has been significant improvement,
it only damaged his blackness portion of his brain even further than it was already damaged, probably from being dropped on his head. No disrespect, but
his health, his family is still searching for
I guess that was too far, but it's true.
In the days of recovery with him progressing, it's still a struggle. It's still a battle because we don't know day for day what to expect. And I just want his quality of life to be restored. I don't want my son to have to suffer from something that was not his fault totally.
It's one black kid and a group of white kids that's his friends, and one of them pushed him into the water. But nothing is happening as far as justice in Chris' situation.
Well, right now, there's no exact timeline on.
Now, this is a brother who survived, you know what I'm saying? So I hate to say it, but and this might freeze up, y'all. So y'all forgive me if it does, but this has to be heard because I was looking for it last time. So
First off, I do want to thank everybody for their support and like all the prayers and everybody getting back to me. And as far as anything racially motivated, that's completely false. I don't really trios arrested anything wrong. And I really don't think anyone did anything intentionally to harm me. I knew
now pushing him in the water, they didn't do anything wrong. They pushed him in the water. Oh, it wasn't racially motivated. They didn't do anything wrong. This is my right friend. Not all of them are bad. All right? Not all of them. Only 99.9999999.
I knew it was gonna happen. And kind of intentionally to harm me. I knew it was gonna happen.
I know it's gonna freeze out, but y'all need to hear this.
The water wouldn't be as deep. I would kind of hit the ground, get my footing up, and come back up and grab the pier. I'm just gonna send.
Now, I knew this was gonna freeze up, and I can't even run it back. But they ain't even got it on YouTube no more, and it used to be, but it doesn't even matter.
So, and then the water ended up being deeper than we thought, ended up being a lot colder than we thought. Relief, I felt like it was very emotional because it's been 3 weeks.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna run it back, and I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna let it play through because it might freeze up.
First off, I do want to thank everybody for their support and all the prayers and everybody getting back to me. And as far as anything racially motivated, that's completely false. I don't really trios arrested anything wrong. And I really don't think anyone did anything intentionally to harm me. I knew it was gonna happen, and kind of thought maybe the water wouldn't be as deep. I would kind of hit the ground, get my footing up, and come back up and grab the pier. I'm just gonna stand up there. So, and then the water ended up being deeper than we thought, ended up being a lot colder than we thought. Relief, I felt like it was very emotional because it's been 3 weeks since I've seen any of them. I'm a pretty tight-knit group.
Now, thank goodness Cassidra ain't here, because Lord have mercy. And I might show it again just when she is here, just because, man. But you know what? Look at this, man. Check this out. RBG. It was deeper than we thought, he says. And colder than we thought. And it was just fun. I knew they were going to push me in. And you would hang with them knowing that you can't swim? And he said, it's all good. So that's what the lone survivor of all of these drownings had to say. The lone survivor. So I'm not sure if he can speak for everybody, you know. Okay. All right, so hold on, my bad. I think my brother is in the back. All right, and my computer is freezing up. So, and I'll be having technical difficulties with YouTube or StreamYard when I do this. See, my thing say 0, this thing say 4, and it's probably 50. But yo, what's going on, my brother? Can you hear me? Now, when you come on, I probably can't hear you.
I can hear you, brother. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you good. I hear you. All right. What up, my brother?
Hey, what's going on, man? What's happening, man? What's happening?
Nothing much, my brother.
I just walked in the house, man. I had to go get me a little run in, man. Try to get on a little exercise kick for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But try to pull back from the table a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. You got to go back and look. And if any of y'all come back, y'all should definitely listen to the first part. You know what I'm saying? Because it kind of sets up what we about to talk about now. I don't know where you came in at. What you saw?
Well, I just came in where I seen the brother talking. The brother was talking. You know, the brother with the braids, with the dreads, whatever was talking. That's when I came in.
Yeah, you saw the
that
last
video.
brother just. You saw the last brother just now who survived a drowning like 2 years ago. He said, "Oh yeah, it was a accident."
Yeah, that's what I really just stepped in. But
Right.
yeah, yeah, man. Hey, I forgot, man. Peace to everybody in the chat too, man. In the chat. So yeah, go ahead, get into it, man. Let's break it down.
All right, well, no, because all right, we're gonna go to this part, right? Because this, and you'll get what we're talking about, right? And I wanted to show you this, right? Um, Now, this is the subject, right? And we're gonna run this sister back in a minute, but we're gonna let her set it up, to let her kind of give you a summary of everything we talked about, right? This is what it is.
This young man, do what you can do. Let's get into it straight up. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I'm gonna say it this morning so you can hear me. Stay y'all black ass out of white spaces. Stay your black ass out of white spaces. I don't know who needs.
So she gave basically the summary of what we was talking about, right? And see
I get
this,
it.
and the thing is though, we also allow them into our spaces. You know what I'm saying? And it's this thing, right? Because and I'm pretty sure you would appreciate the first part, and you'll appreciate this next part. I'm only going to the next part so I can get off of here. I don't want it to be super long, but as my good brother Malcolm X explained about the wolves and the foxes, you know what I'm saying? But see, like now there are wolves dressed up as foxes, right? So like that's the part that like now is like updated stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because we trust the foxes, you know what I'm saying? But the wolves learned that. So now the wolves start dressing up like the foxes so that they can trap you, you know what I'm saying? But as we see with the dudes, but
let's just talk
and
about
listen to
people
this.
who you recommended. You talk about honoring victims. The people who you recommended get clemency and live at
Shouts
the
out to
the
Jermaine
expense and
Thompson.
suffering.
And like I said, for anybody who didn't listen to the first part, y'all should go back after this and listen to the first part, and this part will make more sense,
Well, let's just talk about the people who you recommended. You talk about honoring victims. The people who you recommended get clemency and live at the expense and sufferance of taxpayers for the rest of their lives. Let's start with Dylan Roof. Dylan was a neo-Nazi who murdered 9 African-American worshipers at a Bible study in Charleston, South Carolina, 2015.
See, and this is the first thing we talked about, right? And how this is just giving y'all a brief update, right? Because while we talked about something that happened to a preacher, right? Jesus is around the corner because like slavery and all that stuff, all right. But now this God-fearing man was in a situation where he called upon Jesus and prayed for thy enemies. So Jesus is around the corner. But listen to what this dude
The
said.
Hamites have been assigned to a civilizational station of subordination and dependence. And the answer to this paradigm is not endless foreign money. That's not the answer to this problem. The answer is to return to European Christian colonization of African nations. I believe that's truly the answer, and let me tell you why. It's the only thing that has historically worked, that has shown fruit. I'm not talking about overtaking Africa. I'm not talking about enslaving Africans. I'm not talking about exploiting Africans. But I'm talking about establishing order, godly leadership, and carrying the gospel to their lands. In fact, the only times that African nations have seen significant and sustained civilizational improvement, and I'm talking about infant mortality rates going down. I'm talking murder going down. I'm talking disease going down, tribal wars ceasing. The only time Africa has ever seen that happen in being sustained is when they have come under Japhethite supervision.
Under shyster supervision, in other words, you know what I'm saying? Now, it's complete opposite is true. Of course, we know that, right? But, and when we talked about that, that's why y'all should go back and listen, because we talked about this whole Christian thing a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, these good black folk who welcome this pale face into their Bible study, you know what I'm saying? Because we know, and by the way, And look, like the sister said, I'm not gonna play what she said because it was long. But imagine if God said it's okay to steal your land, destroy your culture, and enslave you, which God did. He said, "From sea to shining sea," and they call it manifest destiny, right? And doctrine of discovery is what she called it. Um, and this preacher, right? And instead of playing the thing, I'll let what she
I
said.
need something a little extra. It's a little hard hitting. When a pastor calls you a demon, he might know what he's talking
Right.
about. Okay, he talks to God every day. He's going to have to pray harder because
Gonna have to pray
these
harder.
gangs are everywhere. These gangs.
These Neanderthals are everywhere. He's gonna have to pray harder. And what she's referring to is this preacher here being pulled over and can't believe it. And of course he says,
before.
"I've prayed for you. I've loved you.
Yesterday,
I've worked with you."
I work with y'all and pray for y'all.
All right. Now, back to the last people that was praying with them.
Well, let's just talk about the people who you recommended. You talk about honoring victims. The people who you recommended get clemency and live at the expense and sufferance of taxpayers for the rest of their lives. Let's start with Dylan Roof. Dylan was a neo-Nazi who murdered 9 African-American worshipers at a Bible study in Charleston, South Carolina, 2015. Do you remember this case?
I do remember it very well.
I would hope you did. Here's his victims. You want to look at them? There they are. 9 of them at a Bible study in a church, killed in cold blood. The DOJ knew from day one that he had decided, I'm going to quote from the prosecutors, decided to attack African Americans because of their race. He further decided to attack African American worshipers in a black church in order to make his attack more notorious. More notorious. And yet you recommended that he be granted clemency, live at the expense of taxpayers for the rest of his life, substitute your judgment for that of the American judicial.
Okay, now her judgment is Neanderthal judgment, but our judgment was Negro judgment, as in we was like, hey, come on in, white boy, pray with us. That was a fatal, as they say, a fatal mistake, you know what I'm saying? And why do they want to subjugate? Because now you're being too uppity, you know what I'm saying? Now you're being belligerent, you know what I'm saying? And it was a word they used to say, you probably know it, but it's like a common word, but it was like when you talk back, you know what I'm saying? It's not uppity, but it was like some thing that they used. But anyway, right? And why do they want you? So you be submissive, you know what I'm saying? So you be like, well, pray for thy enemy, you know what I'm saying? I work with y'all, I pray for y'all. And so that they can continue. And that maybe it would explain just a fraction of the weak black male that would be like, well, not all of them is bad, you know what I'm saying? Not all of them is bad. I got good ones, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I forgive my friend for pushing me. It wasn't as deep as I thought it was, you know what I'm saying? Ha 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 ha. It was a joke that I was brain dead for like 3 weeks, you know what I'm saying? But it was funny, you know what I'm saying? But when they stand on their own stuff, right? When they're going to back their own because they understand, you know what I'm saying, how they do it, right?
System. Do you stand by that recommendation today?
Sir, I'm not going to comment on the recommendations that I made, but I can tell you that Mr. Roof is going to die in prison as
He's going to live in prison for a very long time because of you, because of your recommendations. And here's what you said.
Actually, not because of her. It's because black people, well, either they keep them in isolated things, but because black people don't sow the scores. George Zimmerman will die probably peacefully in his bed the same way that the white bitch with Emmett Till did, you know what I'm saying? Peacefully in her bed at like 85 or whatever they live in Neanderthal years, you know?
Sir, I'm not going to comment on the recommendations that I made, but I can tell you that Mr. Roof is going to die in prison as
He's going to live in prison for a very long time because of you, because of your recommendations. And here's what you said in your memo of October 30th, 2024. You said that actually Roof is not a compelling candidate for clemency, but you recommended it anyway. Why? Because he suffered from anxiety, you said. Right? He suffered from anxiety. Did it ever occur to you that maybe the family of his victims might suffer a little bit of anxiety because he...
Well, what did the family say to him? I ain't even pull it up because it's hurtful enough. They said the same thing that this brother said. We thought it wasn't deep enough, you know what I'm saying? So we said we thought he would pray with us. So that's what they said.
He marched into their church and murdered them in cold blood because he was an incredible racist and he wanted to get on TV.
Sir,
Do you regret it?
I'm not going to comment on the
Do
recommendations
you regret it?
that I made.
That's what I'm trying to ask y'all. Do you regret it?
Christians, yes, you are in a white supremacist system wherein Christianity is the chief tool of white supremacy. It is the
Oh, I don't know. They all the chief tools of it. I don't know. Everything they do is a chief tool of it. I'll be honest with y'all. But yo, so you want to say something, my brother?
No, man. I was this. I thought you was. I was waiting till you got to whatever. What you was gonna say. What you gonna do? Yeah,
Well,
go
no.
ahead.
Well, yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was talking about at first. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. I go to the next thing, right? And then you can just jump in when you want to. All right. Here we go.
So there is GoFundMe for this young man. Do what you can do. Let's get into it straight up. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I'm gonna say it this morning so you can hear me. Stay y'all black ass out of white spaces. Stay your black ass out of white spaces. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I'm gonna say it this morning so you can hear me. Stay y'all black ass out of white spaces.
This is him. His name is Lon Hartman. He went to a festival. He's biracial, but he was the only biracial person / black American. America is black, so he was the only black person there, and they tried to kill
You
him.
are who your mother is in America.
That's him. This is his GoFundMe. That's his name, Lon Hartman. That's him.
Oh, by the way, if you are who your mother is, you know what a lot of those biracials would be, right? But that's the rule in America, if we're being technical, brother.
Our family is asking for your help after a heartbreaking and traumatic attack on our loved one, Lon Hartman. Lon was violently assaulted at a festival and suffered serious injuries that have required ongoing hospitalization and medical care. Based on the circumstances surrounding the attack, our family is concerned that this might have been a hate crime. We are asking law enforcement to conduct a thorough and transparent investigation to determine exactly what happened and who is responsible. Since the attack, we have struggled to get answers. To date, there has been little public information about this incident. We feel that many of our questions remain unanswered. We are committed to seeking the truth and advocating for Lon every step of the way. The funds raised through GoFundMe will help cover Lon's medical expenses, rehabilitation costs, blah, blah, blah. Every donation, share, prayers, blah, blah, blah. His name is Lon Hartman. They've raised 21,000 out of 200K. Then look at the dates, July 10 to 12. So this is recent. This is last week. And you can go there and
Let's see.
Love y'all.
Now, because this is a conversation that we got to have, bro. This is the good white ones, brother. This is one of the good ones, brother. This is the modern John Brown over here. You know what I'm saying?
Weeks because a personal matter has happened between.
I ain't gonna even. I remember I was talking about him and another. I guess this one won. Another John Brown white boy was arguing with each other, trying to expose each other's scam or whatever y'all call it. What's y'all call it? Grift or whatever. And they went back and forth. You know what I'm saying? But yo, that's a whole nother conversation. Well, I guess this is this conversation.
Me and Therese and the mother right here. And one of Teresa's long friends and the mother's son was at a festival with a population.
The new Sean King, brother.
Right here
That's
in
what this is.
Right? Michigan. Now, we got the call that he had excruciating damage to his neck, as if somebody was trying to cut his head off. Now, this is graphic, trigger warning. He's currently in the ICU. He's been in the ICU since Sunday. The incident happened Sunday early morning. Now, the police department, which I'm currently at, told me that they were going to handle this stuff, that they were going to be in communication with us. They have failed to do so. In fact, they said that they were going to, they don't know who we are and we could be blowing smoke up their ass, possibly, before people flee and everything like that.
Sure, but at the same time, I don't.
You wanted to say something, bro? You said, was that was you?
Oh no, I didn't do that. I was listening.
Oh, okay, okay.
I don't know what your credentials are.
Huh? Oh no, it's the video. I'm tripping.
I don't know if you could just be blowing a bunch of smoke.
It is now 2:09 p.m. The office closes at 4 p.m. And I'm going to show you that as well. And I told them I was going to bring the mother, and
Now, you want to say something about this and like all this the conversation of because we've been saying that, so I didn't even want to make the conversation to be about stay away from white folk because they're not all. And then I got kicked out the cookout a long time ago, brother. So I don't even want to say that no more. What? Yeah, I want to hang with them. I'm like where Cassidra is at now. Like, yeah, I gotta go my floor, brother. So you want to say something?
I think you know what, bro. The thing I'm like this here. Okay, like we know how we think. Me and you, brothers like us. We don't believe in that good white folk shit. We don't believe in inviting white folks to our cookout or going to their shit, or going whatever that. We know how we think. But I'm like, so many of our people are lost, and if for different reasons. Like I said, it's on one part, one aspect is the Christianity, that belief. You know what I'm saying? That we have in our mind, because we don't even worship even a black Christianity. We worship the religion that the white folks gave us. And so and we look at God as a white man, you know what I'm saying? And we look at white folks as God's people. So here you go. You with good white people and shit, because we look at them like we it goes back to that slave mentality. So, and then when I hear brothers come up there talking about, not all white people are bad, and some white people are good, all that shit, I'm like you, man. I use the words you say. I done lost the energy, man. I don't even want to talk to them. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have no conversation, because it's almost like talking to Jesse Lee Peterson or something. You're not gonna ever change this man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm to the point now where I don't even want to change it, man. I just hope, hey, I hope they work out for you. I hope you don't end up and have to get your nigga check. Get your nigga reality check, your wake up call, because it's gonna happen eventually, man. It's gonna happen. It's tried and proven, man. White folks they're gonna pull a rank on you one day. You know what I'm saying? No matter how good you think they is, you cool. I got good white friends and all this old shit, and you're gonna get your reality check one day. But it's just, it's a tiring conversation to me in a way. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm gonna be more concerned with my people, man, and doing what I can to help get their mind right. To change them, man. I mean, that Christianity is a motherfucker, man. That's what I remember Dr. Bobby Ray said. He said, if we know slavery, slavery was bad, and everything else they did was so bad to us, to African people, the black people in this country and around the world. Why did they give us such good religion? That damn man, that was some white folks, that was some white magic that they put on us. You know what I'm saying? Some hell of a white magic. In forecast, I wish I could learn this shit and reverse it, put it on their ass. You know what I'm saying? Because that was some hell of a motherfucking magic. I mean, hell, I see it in my own family. Like now, in my family, we don't do that cookout shit. You ain't gonna see no white folks at our cookouts, our reunion. We don't do that shit. I'm happy to say none of my cousins, my younger cousins, none of my cousins, anybody in my family I know ever fuck with white folks. Somebody like that, like bringing them around us and, and dating and stuff like that. I'm glad, but they do have that old time religion though. You know what I'm saying? They do have that old time religion. God gonna work it out. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be telling them now, the God you talk about ain't gonna work shit out, because he don't even exist. He can't even work shit out for his goddamn self. No, he ain't nothing. But I think that's the main thing, man. It's that old good old Christian religion that we have, man. That make black people weak, and you know what I'm saying, and like let God fix it instead of us fixing it. It's a whole lot of shit that happened if we just got up off our ass and stopped being scary and stopped being spooked out. We can handle this shit overnight. You know what I'm saying? But we so spooked out. We so scary. We don't want to hurt God's people. No, motherfucker, you need to blow his motherfucking brains out when they do something to your child, like that brother did. He went out, he didn't give a damn which one of them hunkies had killed this child. He said, I'm gonna get one of these motherfuckers. And so, that's the mentality. Hey, look, I'm not telling nobody to go out there and do nothing, but I'm just saying that's the kind of mentality that you got to have. We can't have this old put it in God's hands, put it in the government's hands. They put it in, and what that mean? God's hands, the government hands. What that really mean? White folks' ass. You know what I'm saying? So the same motherfucker that's abusing you, you're going to pray to him and hope that he come and save you. He ain't never saved your black ass damn time. He didn't save you in hundreds of years of enslavement. He didn't enslave you in hundreds of years of colonization, of exploitation, murder, genocide, everything they done did. He ain't never came around and saved. But guess what? The people who did it to you, they did it in his name. So they God must be right. You know what I'm saying? They God must be. And your God ain't shit. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't answer their prayers.
Yeah, he answered their prayer, but your prayers don't never get answered. And you know what you end up? Well, God moving mysterious way. God moving his time, y'all.
That
He
is super
moving his.
mysterious. I ain't gonna lie, they right about that. That is mysterious. How come they ain't never answered my prayer? That's mysterious as hell.
Yeah, I say, hey, it's mysterious that he'll never answer your prayers. You know what I'm saying? And it's just mysterious that he ain't never did nothing for you. But man, you know, like I said, man, I don't, you know, it's, you know, I ain't gonna lie, man. You know, every time I see brothers and sisters come up with that bullshit, you know, what they say, you know, well, all white people, you know what I mean? You know, it just make me sick. It make me sad. It make me sad, man. And I'm like, why do you have to push this on me? Okay, if you believe that, or wherever you at, stay there. But you know why you got to put it on the rest of us? You know what I'm saying? It just like, I mean, to me, it sounds like sometimes like brothers and sisters be working for them people. You know what I'm saying? And like, I just can't, you know, it makes me sad, man. It hurts my soul. You know what I'm saying? It really do. Cause I'm like you, man. And like a lot of brothers, you know, we love black people, man. We want to fulfill Marcus Garvey's, dream, man. Up you mighty race. Black people everywhere. Us coming together, you know, and being free, man. And you know what I'm saying? And doing for ourselves, being an independent free people. You know, but we have our own people working against us though. You know, and it ain't new. It was always just your sellouts. You know, you from over there out of Virginia, you had your Willie Kings, you know what I'm saying? Who sold out Denmark Visa there. You know, we all had them. We had them down here. But you know, man, it just, you know, it had sometimes I just had to like, let me go and sit back and take a break for a little while, man. Cause you know, I'm the type of brother, man, like we could have a discussion, me and you, we could disagree. We could disagree. But you know, I don't want to get to the point where I want to just cuss my brother out, you know, cuss my sister out. You know what I'm saying? I say, well, let me go take a break for a little while or something, man. Because you know, this shit is really, it's depressing to me. You know, when I hear our brothers with that shit, man, all of the bullshit that these folks did and what they do, and you say, well, it was all of them because they uphold the system. They uphold the system. You know what I'm saying? The American system, you know, the white system that do this shit. They uphold it. They ain't overthrow this shit. Okay. So I'm just like, yeah, man, this shit is frustrating sometimes, man. You know, like you had to take a break, man. Sometimes go get back for a while, man. You know, like me, I'm drinking a strong one right now, man. I needed one. You know what I'm saying?
Well, brother,
But
while you
yeah,
taking a break, 15 brothers have probably lost their lives while we take a break. That's why
yeah,
we
yeah.
doing.
But what I'm saying, I'm talking about taking a break from social media.
Nah,
That's what
I
I'm
got
talking
you.
about.
Nah, I know. I'm
Yeah.
just saying though.
I'm talking about from back and forth with other brothers and sisters. That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Nah,
I
I
ain't
got
talking
you.
about this. I mean, you know, the other fight continues. You know, I'm always seeing young brothers and trying to put something in their ear and tell them something, you know. I'm
Yeah,
just
for
talking about
sure.
the nonsense on here, you know what I'm saying? That's what all I'm talking about.
Nah, I got you. I got you. And the thing is, though, brother, you tripping. Jesus is around the corner. First and foremost. So, first of all, you tripping. Jesus is around the corner. The
I
pastor
mean,
prayed for those cops and everything. So, like, you know, Jesus ain't gonna let that, bro. Like slavery, all right. Like, okay, while we got lynched and castrated and all that stuff, right?
Pork
It was
ass,
a burnout, but he around the corner,
pork ass.
brother. First and
Yeah.
foremost.
Now, pork ass, you forgot. Jesus not around the corner. Jesus is around there. That's
Yeah,
Jesus
but
still around. Ain't none of Jesus. That's Jesus.
yeah, and yo, but the thing is, no, but in serious though, but when you say talk, like you gotta understand, like the brothers, right? We can all understand, right? Candace Owens and the MAGA brothers is clones, but it's hard for us to understand. And this is what we're gonna lead into the next thing. So I guess it's good. So um, and a part of that is, yeah, but we may have even had this mindset before that. That's the scary part. I know that the whole Christian thing played a role, you know what I'm saying? But, and a part of why I even showed this white boy here, because they let me go call today, he's the modern John Brown, I guess, you know what I'm saying? but him and another white boy had a white boy off, you know. But when we talking about this, right? See, this is gonna be my next prediction, right? Because the people that don't know that they are on the other side, when you're saying let's save let's just say quote unquote the ones who say save democracy, you know what I'm saying? That's a conservative thing, you know what I'm saying? Like you're trying to conserve the democracy of an enslaver, you know what I'm saying, who enslaved you specifically, you know what I'm saying, of a commoditor who makes money. Like how many commercials have we seen off of making money off of our death, you know what I'm saying? And we're trying to save that, you know. And that's a conservative thing. You're trying to conserve something, you know, you're trying to conserve oppressive regime or whatever. But this is my prediction. I'm going to say my first prediction. You know what I think the next thing, maybe, and that might even be the next thing, but I'm going to say the next thing to make it a prediction that black people is going to learn the lesson of, right? Of this great path that we have started going down, the lesson of the white hero, the John Brown complex that I call it, the good white one, you know what I'm saying? We're going to start to learn that the foxes, you know what I'm saying, have the wolves have learned the fox method, and the wolves have started to put on fox clothing, you know what I'm saying? The fox has got you like thinking, oh well, the foxes is at least the lesser of two evils than the wolf, you know what I'm saying? But the wolf have learned that, right? And so the wolf has learned to put on the fox costume, you know what I'm saying? And
Court, I mean,
yeah.
this is the thing about it. This is where we get confused. Like I remember when I ain't gonna, I'm gonna be brief. When Brother Malcolm came out with that about the wolf and the fox. You know what I'm saying? Now a lot of people we misunderstood what Malcolm was saying. He wasn't saying like the wolf that like the fox was the lesser of two evil. I ain't saying what you just said. I'm just saying he was saying that the fox was lesser than the wolf. He said that the fox was more cunning than the wolf. What you know now, growing up in school, you know, we had those old stories in school. What they always called a fox. They called him the sly fox. You remember that word? The sly fox. The sly fox, meaning he was slick. He was cunning. Now, if you watch a fox in nature, man, you know, like I used to watch all them nature programs. The fox was he was so smart and intelligent. Well, the wolf had to fight in packs for his food. The fox knew how to get his food by himself. You know what I'm saying? He knew how to get his by himself. And so the fox was even more sly. He's more slicker than the wolf. And so, you know what I'm saying? When we see these foxes and different guises and John Brown, like those mythical figures like him, Abraham Lincoln, mythical figures like him, and John Kennedy and Bill Clinton and all these mythical sly foxes and stuff like that. You got to remember, it's a phrase I go back. It was in the Bible, I think, in the Song of Solomon or the Book of Proverbs, where Solomon was saying how his words were smooth as butter. That his words were so smooth. This sly fox is smooth, and he gonna steal. And at the end of the day, Malcolm said, "What? Both of them have an appetite, and you on the menu." You know what I'm saying? You on the menu. So I mean, the whole lesser of no, the lesser that ain't shit. That the lesser ain't that ain't nothing. That don't mean nothing. The lesser, he ain't the lesser. He the slicker. That's all I wanted to say. He the sly fox, and he usually get the meal before the wolf do.
But see, I agree with what you're saying, my brother. But see, this is what I'm saying, right? Now let's peep it, right? The wolf has since then, right? That was 1960. This is 80 years later. The wolf has now evolved, right? Because the wolf has seen the fox get the meal first. You know what I'm saying? So now the wolf has learned and adapted and evolved, right? Y'all like evolution, right? The wolf has evolved and learn the ways of the fox is what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say. You know what I'm saying? And of course, there's no
Yeah.
lesser. We know there's a lesser of two
Yeah.
evils, but they don't
Yeah.
know there's
Hey,
lesser of
before
two
cast,
evils.
I get you. Core forecast, I get you. I understand, but see, this is what I'm also saying at the same time. Yes, the wolf has evolved and learned, but don't you think the fox also evolved too?
Well, no, because the fox has been comfortable like for a long time.
Oh,
But
the
they're
fox will
trying to
stay.
evolve
The
now.
fox
Yeah,
will
I don't
stay.
think so.
The fox will stay because you know what? I see foxes every day. You know what I'm saying? I see one in New York City right now.
Oh
With
yeah,
the
because
mayor with
it's
the
effective. Yeah, that's
Mangani, whatever they are. That's a fox right there.
Yo, but
You
that's what
know
I'm
what I'm
saying.
saying?
Like the Fox's method is so effective, you know what I'm saying? Like why would they? Like see they get the meal first, you know what I'm saying? Like they've been able to do that, you know what I'm saying? But in recent years, right? Like more and more people, I'm not gonna say it's all the way there yet, but more and more people are starting to be like, hold on. Fox now, like the Fox is going to evolve. I'm not saying that they're not. But what I'm saying is they've been eating that their method has been working, right? And but for the wolf has learned, you know what I'm saying, the way of the fox. So like we think that, like, hold on, let me show you this video here, right? And because this is what I'm saying, right? Now, this is my prediction, right? This is going to be the next thing because people are going to start being like, yo, hold on. You're all right. John Brown wasn't real, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna be tired of saying that by then because I'm gonna be like, I might start cheering for John Brown at that point, but I'm not gonna get off the bandwagon that far. But people, I just watch this, you know what I'm saying? Because this was one of the ones who fell prey to the fox, you know?
Let's get into it.
I've said this on more than one occasion. White leftists don't care about racism. Racism is not their litmus test.
Oh, wait, I'm gonna step away for 1 second. I'm gonna let it play though. I'm gonna be right back though.
Racism is of no concern to them. Why? Because racism does not affect them. I've said it more than once. And here is Emma Vigeland proving that they don't give a shit about racism.
You know, I've said this before. I don't really care if, say, like Bernie Sanders or AOC go home and they're a secret Nazi, but they go out and they vote for the right things. Like we're talking about
You don't
politicians as. I mean, for the,
I don't know about that. I'm like, that's a. I think these are the lines.
All right, this is him discovering in real time a fox. Are you a fox? What the hell? I'm in your den at this point. And then her wolf costume come off like, yeah, like, you know, like
that people are talking about. Some people care about that exact thing.
Emma Vigeland, everybody. Finally speaking
oh,
truth.
I'm sorry. It's not finally, because it's the same thing with that girl Anna. Like, because now you start seeing like, oh my God, she was a wolf the whole time. But I said it like 8 years ago that the damn, like, really this bitch here, and that whole Turk thing, like, really the Arab? I guess he's there. I don't know what he is, but it could be a Mexican. I don't care. No, but like now you like this person is see the wolf has learned like. Then now some wolves are just dumb as hell. You know what I'm saying? There're gonna always be some dumbass wolves, you know, and that's why they're going to stink now. But some of them have learned to adopt the ways, and then you know,
I've said this
we
before.
find out the hard way. We're gonna start being like these
Bernie
white
Sanders or
saviors
AOC
was
go home
wolves
and
the
they're a
whole
secret
time.
Nazi, but they go out and they vote for the right things. Like we're talking about
You don't
politicians as. I mean, for the.
I don't know about that. I'm like, that's a. I think these are the lines that people are talking about. Some people care about that exact thing.
Emma Vigeland, everybody.
Before termites move in.
Yeah, my bad. But her name doesn't matter. You can just insert that the white girl who made a black community in the 1800s.
Speaking truth. Finally telling the world about how these leftists truly think. They don't care about racism. They don't care at all. And the reason why they don't care is because racism does not affect them. This is why they can overtalk black people. This is why they drown out black people. This is why they are all of a sudden, let's not focus on identity politics, meaning let's not focus on black people.
By the way, it's not all of a sudden, y'all. That's the scary part. It's been like 900 years. Like, what the hell?
Issues. Period. They don't care about black
Let me
people.
interrupt, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, I mean, I like her take. I like what I mean. You know, me and you, we know what she's talking about.
I
You know,
don't like her take. I don't, because she
no,
said
I'm-
all of this nonsense about, oh, that's two evils and all this stuff that she was like, that didn't, it exists now. And now she's like, because that's what they're going to start saying, brother. And by the time I said that, then they're going to be like, yeah, like some of those brothers going to start saying, it is true. There is no lesser of two evils. I don't want to hear that at this point. You're doomed.
Okay.
It's over.
Yeah, okay, but let me say the point where I was saying what I like. What she said about white leftists not giving a damn about racism. That's what I was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Which is like the Democrat. the white Democrats, the leftists, they don't give a, like she right about that part. They don't give a damn about no racism because it don't
But
affect
she
them.
is a Democrat leftist, and if you ask her, that's the problem. Like she might be right, but that was it's too late now to be right. It's too late.
Yeah. Okay. But see, all right, you got to let me finish though. What I was trying to make a point. Okay. Yes, she's right about that. But what I'm saying is, our people embrace that. That's what I was just going to say. I was going to say, our people embrace that same ideology about that same ideology, and like you get some of my brothers with the super Democrats or with the Marxists and the socialism thing. Their whole thing, they don't give a damn about blackness, about racism neither, because they going after white folks' ideology. What I'm saying, after the same kind of ideology. But the Marxists, they talking about class and talking about capitalism and class and all this old shit right here. And the black Democrats, they talk about this other stuff, this all other kind of stuff, LGBT, women's rights, all kind of shit that they be talking about anything but us. That's the point I was trying to make. You know what I'm saying? That they talk about anything but us. When you look around now, any of these Democratic politicians, congressmen, senators, or whatever, you don't hear none of them people talking about us. They're talking about shit that concern us. They talk about some shit. You'd be like, okay, well, I understand. Yeah, we all pay taxes and everything and all that stuff there. But I'm just saying, everything they talking about is everything that really don't impact black people. That's what I was trying to say. You know what I'm saying? That we picking up the same ideology that they picking up.
No, I get you. And look, don't get it twisted. I ain't trying to come, but like my energy is because, and it's not at you. Is because like, and this is what I'm saying, my prediction is like those brothers who's saying all of this stuff, now watch how they're going to start, and I'm telling you, watch, like they're going to start saying what you're saying this whole time, and that's what's pissing me off, because like don't say it now, like those brothers be like, hold on, Karl Marx was actually racist, like duh, like he said that we should be exterminated, you know what I'm saying, but they skip over that and call themselves, but watch that they're going to start saying just like their talking points. They're going to be like, well, maybe these leftists don't really care about it. They're going to start probably saying that stuff, and that's what I'm predicting. I could be wrong, you know what I'm saying, but my anger is off of that, you know what I'm saying, and that's not what you're saying, but what I'm saying is you're probably going to be angry too, because some brothers that you've argued with will probably have some of these talking points coming soon, brother. Like I'm saying, watch, like, because talking points is like people regurgitate the same talking points
Yeah.
over and over, and you could tell by somebody's ideology by certain words that they'll say. And I think that the brothers who say, and that's what's pissing me off, because I don't want to hear that, because we've been saying, me and you and Cassidra and all of us, that's what I've been trying to say, like this whole time we've been saying no white friends and none of them is, but we got kicked out for that. So I don't want to hear that stuff now. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, not because of anything that you've said, because I agree with what you're saying, you know. So I just want you to understand that. But go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. That's all I was really saying, man. Like a lot of our black Democratic, our so-called Democratic brothers and sisters and socialists, no Marxist brothers and sisters, they adopted the same kind of language that the white leftists get, and they did it. They started doing that in the 60s. Hell, even with the Panthers, and I respect the Panthers because the Panthers did do a lot of good things. But I'm just saying they started embracing those white talking points, those white leftist talking points. That's what I'm talking about. And so now you bring it up to date. You have Negroes talking about good white people and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Brothers talking about good white folks and all those shit. All white people ain't bad and all this shit. But you know, they still hold up this whole American system. This is what I'm saying, brother. You can't. I don't give a damn Republican, Democrat, call them no worse or lesser or evil, whatever. If you support either one of these motherfuckers, you still supporting the American political system, which means translates as the white power structure, the white political system. You know, you still supporting that. No, hey, they run it. You don't run it. You know what I'm saying? You don't run shit in this country. You don't control the land. You don't control the resources. You don't control the government, the police, and none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? You still supporting them. Hey, my brother was in the military, man. Fought in both of them wars. Fought in Afghanistan, both of the Persian Gulf wars. And I just sat up and had them conversations with him. I say, man, when he talk about we be talking about the war, about things that happen. You know, his whole thing in the war. And I he got mad at me a little bit. I already know it. But you know what I'm saying, man, you ain't done nothing but upholding white power. You know what I'm saying? You the foot soldier for white power. And I told him that. He was like, what you talking about? I had to break down imperialism for him and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, even if I don't give a damn if you're a Democrat or you whatever, you're a Bill Clinton or Barack Obama or whatever, any kind of Democrat, and you think that you more power to the people and all this shit. If you supporting the American political system, you supporting the white power structure. No, you supporting the destruction of your people, regardless. Because it ain't nothing good coming from this power, from America for black people. So even when you think you're doing good, and talking about fuck Trump and all this other shit, you still supporting the American white power structure by being a Democrat. It's the same thing. Because guess what? Barack Obama was a Democrat. He went over there and sent troops and military over there in Africa and bombed places and stuff, Libya and other places. You know what I'm saying? No, he overthrew governments and all that stuff. It's non-white people. You know what I'm saying? It's the same damn thing. It's the same thing. They just put a Negro face in the White House, to be the black face of white power. They always do that. They did it on the plantation. Let's go get Anthony and Forecast, let them be the straw boss and the enforcer on the plantation, and let them go and do everything to the black folks, to the enslaved black people. It's the same thing. You still supporting the system. That's what I'm saying. You still supporting it.
No,
You know what I'm saying? Whether you whatever.
No, I agree with what you're saying. No, I agree, definitely agree. All I'm saying is don't be surprised if those ones still like later on come back and switch up what they're saying, the ones who say this stuff. That's all I'm saying. Watch later I'm saying their next move, watch, they're gonna say something different. You're gonna be like, what the hell? But maybe a good thing is a good thing. But what I will say this, right? I agree with what you're saying, right? And I like something that you said, right? Because I look at it as different, because I always said that I'm not as hard on the coon, and I'm honestly not, you know what I'm saying? Because I recognize that it's probably your loved one. It could be even you, like, not saying anybody in particular. I'm just saying, like, you could have a coon chip inside of you, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm saying all of us, because that's what they do in their system. They install the coon chip, right? So I'm not hard on the coon. So but what a lot of them don't recognize is that, okay, we can easily spot, okay, the black MAGA. Okay, yeah, we know Jesse Lee Peterson, Candace on. But what they don't know is if you're on the other side and thinking you're whatever, you're just as much of a clone as them. You know what I'm saying? And that's the most dangerous part. That's what probably makes it the more evil, because we don't even understand that that part is being a clone too, right? They say DL Hughley is racist, and he is not racist at all. He's a Democrat, you know what I'm saying? And there's a difference between being a black man and being a Democrat, you know what I'm saying? But it doesn't matter, like you said, about any of those things, but it's the ideology of the submissiveness, you know what I'm saying? And this submissiveness to both sides, and we don't recognize that there is no difference. There is no good one, because it doesn't matter about individuals. It's a system. That's why you can put a Negro in the position of a quote unquote, and even though it was a mulatto, with a white mom, you are who your mother is, you know what I'm saying? So he was white. And that's American law. But to bomb these things and come back on the podcast and say, I could not possibly do anything for black people because it was a non-starter with white people. You know what I'm saying? Specifically say that on a thing with Bruce Springsteen, and because there is a system, and that's why you need a system, that it doesn't matter about good and bad and lesser of two, because the law says if you violate me as a black man or a black woman or a black child, then the consequences is X, Y, and Z, right? But of course we've been beaten in the head with all of these doctrines, and really is a fear thing because it's deeper. I can't just put it on a Christian thing, because you could be a non-Christian and still show all 52 teeth in the face of a white girl, or turn around and be like, well, black people speak this way and white people speak properly, and we must. No, we talk right, you know what I'm saying? Because who emulates whose speech? They take our speech. We don't imitate anybody else. We do our own thing, But there's going to come a time, suffer in these cases, where we imitate what we think it will take to get accepted. You know what I'm saying? And black people is who's been those leftists is going to start saying leftists don't care about us. Well, duh. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear that at this point. Like this sister here, like she's one of those sisters who does that. So what's the point of her saying that? Because she's already, hook, line, and sinker into it, and as soon as a good white one come back, it doesn't matter what she says at this point. She gonna forget all about it. It's gonna be another 300 years of slavery.
Black people
Look,
issues. They
what
really don't care about the LGBTQIA plus community. That is why
she
Anna
does
Kasparian can go over on Twitter and be a TERF, be a loud and proud TERF. That is why
now, brothers is
Anna
surprised about her.
Kasparian can get up
This
on her
Neanderthal bitch.
platform and blame a victim of rape. That is why Anna Kasparian can talk shit about Black people, identity politics, Black people issues. She doesn't care. That is why
their platform. I've said this before. I don't really care if
She
say like
doesn't care.
Bernie
But anyway, and Negroes still go out and doing the dirty work, you know what I'm saying? Because I bet you the next time they're gonna tell you vote or die. Diddy told you in 2005, vote or die. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't work. Well, I guess it did work, but he still ended up where he ended up, you know.
White people, we are sick of you people. Sick of you people. I'm staying here as long as you are. Sister. Oh, we're not. White people, you were inside the voter registration.
I'm already registered.
Oh, she's registered.
Hey. Don't bring me into your mess.
Oh,
do not bother me. Don't bring me into your mess. And do not talk to me about white and Black people.
Yeah.
You do not know me from a can of paint. Leave me be.
I don't.
Come on, baby.
Oh, look, a good Neanderthal.
Minority.
Another good one. They're everywhere, brother. You tripping?
Okay. Have a great day. Hi there. You registered too?
Because she's still out there, like, we gotta get you know what they're gonna say next, brother? Well, even though they don't care about us, first of all, I issued all the East Arabs or the whatever West Arabs is in trouble, but they're also going to say we have to get this one guy out of there. This is the most important thing ever, that we get this one guy out of there and install another brain dead one, like, what I'm saying, who said one that in fact said, I don't care why they are like they are. Their institution. I just want them away from my mother, my crackhead son. And we're gonna be like, well, that's the lesser of two evils, of course. So we're gonna be like, well, of course they don't do that, but I don't know, brother. What you think?
It's simple like this, of course, like forecast. Black folks, man, okay, let me preface it like this here. Okay, the statement that I'm about to make don't have nothing to do with the Forecast Radio Podcast. This is me, Anthony McPhail. This is me saying this shit. This ain't the forecast. This is me. All right, YouTube, this is me. Okay. That being said, man,
I'm
black people
already, brother.
Man, we need to learn how to be some motherfucking killers. You know what I'm saying? I already am. I'm saying we need to learn our people. We need to learn how to be some killers. I mean, some killers for our people. And when I say killers, that's not just one thing. I ain't saying just like pick up the gun and blow the head off. That's part of it. But I'm saying we got to be killers in our mentality, man. It's for like killers around our race. Hey, look here, we got to be strong about that, man, about rallying around our race, about connecting with black people in other parts of the world, who going through the same shit that we do. We got to link up. If we're going to have allies, let's have some black allies. Why we got to immediately go? And I understand because we right here in this country. Well, let's go give us some good white allies. You ain't got no motherfucking good white allies. There ain't no motherfucking good white people, no good allies. I stand on that. Ain't no good white people. Not none of them. What I'm saying, okay, you have some who might be friendly to you, might do this here, but I guarantee you it's because they got something behind it. It's something that they getting out of it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, they upholding this system, and you see them every motherfucking weekend on Saturday and Sunday at the baseball game, the football game, when they playing it. the national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner, and all that. You seeing white power right there. You seeing white identity right there. You seeing white nationalism right there. They let you know right there who they are. I'm in America, at least where I know I'm free. No, a place that exploit and do all kind of shit to every black nation, African, Asian, every other non-white nation around the world. You know what I'm saying? Your economy built off of the suffering of these people. We holding these cell phones. It's black children, 2-year-old, 5-year-old toddlers. They putting in the ground, digging cobalt out the motherfucking ground in the Congo right now. You know what I'm saying? Digging cobalt and other kind of mineral stuff that power batteries in the phone. You know what? American corporations over there doing that shit, paying people $2 a day. You know what I'm saying? So that's the point. That's the connectivity that we have with other black people. This cell phone we got, it's some black children. Just imagine your black children in Richmond, Virginia, or in Shreveport, Louisiana, down in a motherfucking mine digging cobalt. So that's the point. What I'm saying, we got to connect with our people. You know, put aside all that. Well, we from different countries, we from different cultures, we have different languages and all that bullshit. Because this same motherfucker who got his foot on your motherfucking neck got his foot on their motherfucking neck. It won't let them breathe. You know what I'm saying? It won't let them breathe. And so I'm saying we gotta rally around. We gotta go back to the principles of Garvey, Brother Malcolm, black nationalism, rally around our race. We gotta be killers about that shit. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be killers about our culture. I don't give a damn that the American public school system or the government gonna try to destroy books or ban books and all that shit. Motherfucker, nigga, we need to have the goddamn books for our goddamn self. All of us need to have the history of racism. You know what I'm saying? All of us need to have all of our books. And we don't need to, okay, well, let's put this in the American. No, I don't give a damn about it being in the American public school system. But we need to have that book in our motherfucking house. And I'm finna get mine real soon. I promise you that. We need to have that book in our household, in every household, every black household. We need to have the history of racism. You know what I'm saying? We need to have Urugu. We need to have the psychopathic racial personality, blueprint for black power, all them books. We need to have it. We don't need to wait for white acceptance. Say that's a good book. Hell no, we need to have it. We don't need, look here, we don't need to wait on, well, they don't teach us this in school. I grew up my whole life listening to about black history, African history, hearing people, well, they didn't teach us in the school. Nigga, I was 11, 12 years old at Pier Avenue Elementary School when the Riff came back. Riff, you remember Riff, the Riff book truck? You remember them, forecast?
Nah, that was before my time, nah.
Yeah, it was Riff. They called Riff was Reading is Fundamental. It was the book truck. Used to go around to every city.
I know that, yeah.
Yeah, they go around to every city. I was at Pier Avenue Elementary School, 1978, 79. The book came around. I walked right over there, I seen the books, and I got a book called Africa. I was 11 years old. I got a book called Africa. I had that book all the way into like the 1990s, man. No, but I finally had lost it. I think I went to prison. I lost the book and everything. I might have gave it away to another brother somewhere. But I'm saying that book like introduced me into African history, you know, into black consciousness. You know, I mean, I had other elders, you know, who had helped. Like when I was in Job Corps, I had an elder who died a couple of years ago, Mr. Fred Parker, was my counselor. And like he was in the movement back in the 60s and everything. You know, he was with SNCC. And he knew like H. Rep Brown, them and all of them. But I'm just saying, I learned all of this stuff on my I learned it on my own. You know what I'm saying? I went and got a book. I said, man, you know, I didn't pick Bugs Bunny or none of this other shit. I picked the black book. I said, let me learn about this right here. You know, we had encyclopedias. I read the encyclopedias every day to learn stuff. I learned on my own. We always saying, man, I ain't never read. They didn't teach us that in school. You got to learn on your own. You got to have a thirst for it. At first, you know, you got to have conscious parents also. Me, I was just one of them outliers. I was a guy who liked to read. You know what I'm saying? I like to read. And like from the first time I seen a statue of Egyptian of Ramses, I said, man, you know, he looked like he might have been one of us. and that piqued my interest. But I'm just saying, we got to be militant around that, man, and teaching our children, you know, our own history. We ain't got, well, they don't teach us that, let's try to make this a part of the curriculum. No, make it a part of the curriculum in your goddamn house. That's what you do. Make it a curriculum in your house. It don't have to be a curriculum in the school, in Booker T. Washington school where you go to. You know, it need to be a curriculum in your house. You know what I'm saying? We got to be killers about that, about our culture. You know what I'm saying? About our unity. You know, about our togetherness, our love, everything. You know what I'm saying? We got to be, and about the other stuff. We got to be killers, stone killers. That's what they are. That's why they on top. That's why we on the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Because we praying for God to come help us, and they saying, no, I'm all the God I need.
Hey, I definitely agree with that, my brother. And I would say this, you know, and I'm still not as hard on the clones either, you know, because I understand that there is a system designed to create clones in the first place, you know. So I still would say I'm not as hard on the clones, you know, even though, yeah, it is what it is, you know. But I would say this, you know, and I'm about to wrap it up, so I'm gonna play you this, right? But a lot of people probably won't even get how funny this is, except for maybe RBG, but he probably not even listening no more. But I don't know. You might not get how funny this is because you, like you said, like yo, I was dumb, brother. I was like, not Bugs Bunny, but other, um, Denisovan or Asian and white stuff, you know. And I want to show you how funny some, like this kind of sums up the whole point of today, you know. I want to show you this, right?
It's actually my first event. I'm
So
so
Negroes
excited.
trying to go, and this is why you stay away from them. Make your own cartoons, make your own stuff. Like our stuff is our movies, our cartoons. All that stuff is way better than everybody else's when we make them, you know. But you trying to be a part of other people's thing, they're gonna find a way to do what they do, and of course the Asians are gonna jump in and try to be like good pets of the, you know.
It's actually my first event. I'm so excited.
Just make sure you stay in character today.
Okay, yeah. Hello, monkeys!
Now, it's not funny for the reasons they think it is. It's just the Negroes in this situation. They think it's okay to walk around these. That's a whole nother thing, you know what I'm saying? The Negroes that be at these events. But I don't know. I know you probably won't get that, brother, but um, this sister sums it up here.
This young man, do what you can do. Let's get into it straight up. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I'm going to say it this morning so you can hear me. Stay y'all black ass out of white spaces. Stay your black ass out of white spaces.
And before you go, my brother, to answer one of your questions, you was like, what do Negroes get out of it? And okay, though there RBG on here, but hold on, let me play this RBG before it freeze up because this joint probably gonna freeze, and then I'm gonna add RBG to the thing. But I wanted to show you to answer your question. Why do they do this? I ain't gonna play this whole thing, but just to answer your question.
With racism, he doesn't even remember slavery. Really doesn't have that much of what to go by. Nope. This is him. Turns out that God really doesn't have that much of a problem with racism.
Yeah, read the Bible.
He doesn't even remember slavery, except in February. Personally, I hate black people, Ruckus. That's why I did everything I could to make their lives miserable. Crack? Me. AIDS? Me. Reaganomics? Come on, I'm in the name. And God has rewarded me. Know why?
'Cause 2 niggers and 2 quarters don't add up to $1?
Well, that. And because God loves white people. And if you teach everyone on earth to love the white man, you too can join us in white heaven.
So there we go, brother. Why do they do this? All right.
It's white people. And if you teach everyone on earth to love the white man, you too can join us in white heaven.
It makes sense now, right? It makes sense, don't it?
Yeah, that shit's still funny, man. I remember the first time I seen this shit was funny as hell. Hey,
Yo,
you know,
RBG.
Koku had played that one time. Koku played that a couple of years ago.
Yo,
That shit, we
RBG.
were laughing at that shit then. Hey, but look here, about that other one, man, you know, I mean, come on, man. Forecast. Yeah, I know I'm an old man now, but look here, man, I've been knowing about that Comic-Con shit and all that, man. You know, I got friends who into that kind of stuff, you know, and I be talking to them about that same shit, man. I mean, what the fuck y'all doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yo, do you know?
Go ahead, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish what you're saying. My bad. I didn't mean to cut
Now
you off.
it's because it's a sister. It's a sister. I think. I hope. I think she's still alive. It's a sister who she was like a science fiction writer and shit, man. You know, she was like trying to. No, she was trying to bring some stuff to the forefront, man. You know, from a black space, man. And I think they kind of like they ain't want to see her shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, she was into the Comic-Con thing, and she wrote scripts and everything. You know, she did a lot of stuff. Like, you know, I can't remember her name right now, but you know, she was kind of like under the radar a little bit. But she used to talk about the racism and stuff, you know, in the whole the science fiction genre and everything. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. I mean, I've been knowing about that, man. You know, I try my best to try to learn a little bit about a lot of shit. You know.
Yeah,
but yeah, I was reading about that though, man. About, you know, when you see the Comic-Con thing, you know, there's a lot of brothers who've been talking about that shit. You know what I'm saying? About how, you know, the racist shit that be going on out there. You know what I'm saying? But hey, do you say RBG? What's up?
Yeah, RBG.
right
Can you
here.
hear me?
Hey, what's up, RBG? What's up, man?
What's up, Anthony, man?
Yeah,
Hey,
peace,
before
man.
you go,
Yeah,
RBG.
this is some other. This is some other.
Hold
shit
on,
right
RBG.
Let me get on mute. Yeah.
Hey, RBG, hold on before you go, bro. Like, can you tell me, like, yo, you can see why this particular clip is so funny, right?
It's actually
Like,
my first
I'm
event.
pretty sure you would know.
Just make sure you stay in character today.
Okay, yeah. Hello, monkeys!
It's funny because like you got this black dude who is like, you know, he's on some goofy shit in a goofy place, but it's just like he shouldn't be there in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Just like it's just it's I don't know. Just everything about this is just off.
Y'all don't know. Cause I would tell you when I was a kid and dumb as hell, I had my coon shit fully activated. I watched Dragon Ball Z, so I'm not gonna tell you what makes it even more funny. But yeah, you're partially right because the black people was there, yeah, in the first place. So yeah, I give you half credit. But I could tell neither one of y'all watched it.
I don't watch. I never watched Dragon Ball Z.
I was a kid. I was a coon, brother. So what you want me
I
to
gonna
say?
lie. I watched like Power Rangers. But I didn't watch Dragon Ball Z.
I watched it, yeah, but
Just saying.
I know you ain't watch it, my brother. You was too old for to watch this.
Yeah, that shit was way after I growed up, man.
But anyway, y'all, we're gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna save this one for when Cassidra come up here because I'm like her energy. I gotta save it for her. But we will go out with this though, you know, just so we don't go out looking so weak. Oh damn! See,
damn, it stalled out.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
They don't want us to see it. All right, just for the youngsters out there, you know. And this is the last one, y'all. All right, and then
Phone with my partner, he told me he need 3. I told him I
okay,
got
so we can put it on mute. But Black People Unity. Now, this was another event, right? This was a different thing where the white people tried to start with the black people, and all the black people came over there with each other back, you know. And bam, it's over for him. And even the sisters jumped in, you know what I'm saying? And the white girls must have seen the Alabama thing, so they damn sure ain't try to jump in. But anyway, we had to show that before we wrap it up. Y'all wanted RBG, did you jump on to say anything in particular?
I was just listening. You know what I'm saying? I got sidetracked. You know what I'm saying? I was just listening. I mean, the whole thing about the just the thing in Michigan, that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, look, I mean, black people got to know that heat map of where you are, and it's just like, you know, you know what I'm saying? Everywhere sundown, you know what I'm saying? Sundown. This is sundown land, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what it is. Like, you cannot be out here on some just like, if at some point, like, the pressure waves is out there. You know what I'm saying? The gradients is out there. If you can't feel the barometer of this shit, like I don't know, like, you know, some people they like you say they got the chip where it's like, you know what I'm saying, they want to believe that, like, you know, in spite of everything, you know what I'm saying, everyone sees everyone like in like translucent colors or some shit like that, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, you know what I'm saying, it's like, you know what I'm saying, there's different shades for different, you know what I'm saying, like it just all I can say is just like, you know what I'm saying, just keep vigilant, you know what I'm saying, just keep on just like just being as self independent as you can, you know what I'm saying, like keep you know what I'm saying, keep white folks to the margin. Don't be off in their space. Like if you can afford it, like, you know what I'm saying, if you're in a job where, you know what I'm saying, be minimal about that shit, be like selective about where you are, like try to find, you know what I'm saying, know your demographics, you know what I'm saying, you know, just you gotta watch out to, you know what I'm saying, where you are. And it's just like keep up with family, you know what I'm saying, like I just had a family reunion a couple weeks ago, you know what I'm saying, keep up with family, you know what I'm saying, just, you know what I'm saying, just like circle the wagons, like, because, you know what I'm saying, people acting out, you know what I'm saying, they on they assertions, and, you know what I'm saying, they just want to fiat this out, you know what I'm saying, they just want to like faking, the white folks is fake out here faking until they make it. Unfortunately, like, you know what I'm saying, the murder and trauma they putting on us is not fake, but the whole, I mean, just like everything, all these stories that you had up there. I came in about an hour late, but like, you know what I'm saying, motherfucking black cop, you know what I'm saying, just out here just drowning. I was seeing like a lot of black people drowning nowadays. It's just like, this is crazy. It's like black people can swim, you know what I'm saying? Black people are swimmers, you know what I'm saying? You put black people in water, you know what I'm saying? They can swim. They ain't that's it's just, it's frustrating, man. It's frustrating, like, to see it happen. You know what I'm saying? With the boycott, what do you know about this Asian boycott forecast? That's what I want to ask you. Have you heard anything about this?
I I
Yeah,
plead the
yeah,
fifth.
yeah.
I'll say I'll plead the fifth.
You plead the fifth. All right. I mean, but do you know
Hey,
about
we're doomed. That's what I say. I said we're doomed.
it's not that we're doomed. It's just that, how would I say it? There's a natural, just the whole ethos of. I mean, there's 50 million black people. You know what I'm saying? There's so many of us, and yet and still we don't have a true. We don't still have this true core center anywhere in America, the North, the South, any city, any small city. There's no like Hamlet, you know what I'm saying, where black people like go and like meditate at. It's just like, we got to go to the village. You know, the village. Oh yeah, it's not. There is not that in anywhere in this country, and that's one thing that if we're going to be here, and we are being here, like that's something that we got to like shape out space for. Like, everything that Anthony talking about, just being, you know what I'm saying, cutthroat about ours, there has to be a sense that, like, in spite of all this apparatus, all this, you know what I'm saying, tech and all that, black people gotta have a space where it's just like, you know what I'm saying, a no-fly zone on this shit. For real. You know what I'm saying? We gotta have, you know, for the motherfuckers on the roof, scrubbing the roof down, you know what I'm saying, make sure no one, you know, sneaking up through the roof type shit. We need, you know what I'm saying, we gotta have a headquarters. We gotta have some sense of just like, just in terms of just safety. I mean, and that's just like in the idea, like that is essential. And just, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
You can't be the only black person anywhere. That's the moral of the story. I think you can't be there. There is no independent, rugged individualism for black people. It's not going to happen. You gotta have your people, your family. You know what I'm saying? Your other black people. You know what I'm saying? And just keep each other's back. That's all I'm saying. Ain't nothing changed. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing changed.
well, I say this, RBG, and y'all should definitely check out the first out if y'all missed the first part, because it would have made the second part make even more sense. But y'all still get the point. But y'all should definitely watch the first part. But All right, it's my fault for making this so long, but we about to wrap up now. But a message that is more powerful than anything that I can say that y'all need to hear, right? That backs up everything that y'all say, And I think that y'all definitely need to hear this, because I can't tell you anything more powerful than this. So check this out. All right.
If an officer stops you, always be polite and never ever run away. Promise mama you'll keep your hands inside. Is it a gun? Is it a knife? Is it a wallet? This is your life. It ain't no secret. It ain't no secret. No secret, my friend. You can get killed just for living in your American skin. Oh.
Well said, Marion. Well said. Just for living in your American skin. Now, brother, here is a wolf in sheep's clothing. All right, this is a full blown wolf. You see what I'm saying? But this has been an evolved wolf. They grew new teeth, and they have become foxes, brother. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna let you go last, because you came on here first. And RBG, you want to say something, my brother? You can't top what Mary
I
J
mean, when
said.
you,
Well said, Mary J. Well said.
yeah, it's just so defanging. It's so defanging. It's like, you know what comes to mind? It's like it's like when you have a piece of chicken, you boil it down. You boil a piece of chicken. You know what I'm saying? Then you're trying to make a chicken salad out of it. And you just take the bones and take the skin and you just rip it up to pieces. It's just like there's no meat. It's just you're just like. Is it not? It's like it exudes just like lying down prone, and just like there's no this is not. It's like what Mary J. Blige, you know what I'm saying? We understand, you know what I'm saying, the music that she makes. It's not like has nothing to do with this. It's the way, you know what I'm saying, like black folks get around politics, and this, you hear the message and it's so just disjointed, and just like they put words and phrases together in such a way, it's just like, no, this is not, don't be at it like this is Hillary Clinton. This is why you got slavery in Libya now. If it wasn't ever as much now as ever before. I'm just saying, it's like these are the type of things that it's like you say, she's the fox. She's the fox, and it's just like, how do you is all this with Roland Martin? It's just like the way that, I mean, I in a way I find it funny, but at the same time, it's like, really, when you approach people, there's no stoicism, there's no somberness. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's like you say, it's that coonship. It's just like you just transform into Agent Smith all of a sudden. It's just like, this is what you present. This is what young black people see. This is a gun. I mean, knowing the geopolitics of, you know what I'm saying, the situation, it's just like, yo, like, bruh, there's no, everything is disjointed, and it's just like it's on purpose. Like, black people, there's a lot of pulling apart of black people on purpose. And I think that once black people in the just the broadest sense, you know, you recognize that you're black, and there's all kinds of things that want you to be not the type of black that would make them, you know, a threat or make them vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? They want to tame the black. This is tame stuff that we see. I mean, the whole Mary J. Blige, the whole wig, the whole blonde hair, all of it. It's the mammyism. It's just like, I'm a step in for the wayward Negroes, boss. You know what I'm saying? I'm a step in and neutralize them, boss. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got to say. I mean, and shout out to the AES, shout out, you know what I'm saying, the real niggas out there. For real, like, it, just like, you know, just like not like who's like whoever's whose strategy out there is just like, yo, black first, you know what I'm saying? Keep out for your black people and pay attention to these strategies these white people doing, because they doing a lot of stuff online, all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, touch grass, you know what I'm saying, and meet up with your people. That's all. Much love, y'all.
Yeah, shouts out to you for coming on here. And I like what you said. You turning into Agent Smith, you know what I'm saying? You be like, oh yeah, and then all right. But and what I'm saying is, this Neanderthal here is not a fox, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, she looks like a fox. This is an evolved wolf, and they look like foxes because they had to evolve. So that was my point, my brother. But I'm gonna let you have the last words. Like, anything you want to say, go in, my brother. Anthony, I was there.
The bitch is a dire wolf. RBG, that's a dire wolf, not a fox. That's a ravenous dire wolf. I'm talking about that old ugly white bitch, Hillary Clinton. You know, and I'm like, RBG took the words out of my mouth. I'm gonna say it. Not only is the sister sitting up here singing this song, I bet you Hillary Clinton or somebody they know had something to do with writing the words to the song. You know what I'm saying? We gonna give her. We gonna make sure we gonna give her the song. We gonna give her the words to sing. You know what I'm saying? And then the sister sitting up there with that blonde wig on her head. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it just goes to the mentality, of our people, not just picking on Mary. You know what I'm saying? You know, we know she's a great singer, cultural icon among our people, a lot of our people anyway, especially there in New York City. And I love Mary J. Blige's music and everything. But I'm just saying, but you know what Brother Malcolm said about these Negro celebrities and artists and everything. But I'm saying, sitting up there with that blonde wig on, sitting up there talking to one of the worst white bitches that ever lived. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not just talking about what happened in Libya. I'm talking about the billions of dollars. I think it was like 15 to 18 billion dollars that these motherfuckers raised in Haiti after the earthquake, which killed more than 250,000 black people, 300,000 black people, and they raised $18 billion of money, of relief money. And guess what? All that money disappeared. It disappeared. And her and her husband, they were the people who was over the shit. Where all that money went to. You know what I'm saying? So this bitch is a criminal. You know what I'm saying? Well, they all criminals. The whole American political system is a criminal system. You know what I'm saying? All these motherfuckers hunkers is criminals. But I'm saying all of the shit that they did, and how black people love these old funky ass motherfucking old crackers, Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton with her nasty ass. You know what I'm saying? Both of they nasty, filthy, disgusting asses. You know what I'm saying? All of the shit that they done did against black people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I go on and on with the bullshit that they done did, and sitting up here with, singing to this bitch, and not a margarine song, talking about your American skin. No, our black skin, sister. There ain't no American skin. We know what an American is. But I'm just saying, just the whole idea.
You can't take your American skin off, brother.
Yeah. You're right, Forecast. I guess you're right, man. You're right. Hey, RBG, one thing about Forecast, you got to watch him. He say some slick shit a lot of time, man. You got to watch the dude. You got to watch when he said something to you and it went past you. You know what I'm saying? You got to watch him.
I go Forecast once. He be jagged with it. He be so jagged with it.
Yeah. He sticks some slick shit in on you and everything. But I'm gonna leave it with this right here, man. I'm gonna leave it with this right here. I want both you brothers to make a small promise to me to do this here sometime this week. When you get chance, when you get time, when you get some downtime, you ain't got nothing to do right now, you got some spare time. This is what I want you to do. I want to ask you to do for a brother, man. And it ain't gonna take but 5 minutes. I want you to Google up a poem by this brother. This brother was from Jamaica. His name was Claude McKay. You know what I'm saying? If I had a podcast, I'd probably sign off my podcast every time with it. Read his poem. I know RBG probably already know what to go to. But he had a poem called If We Must Die. Y'all heard of that? Both of y'all heard of that?
Yeah, I played it on here a couple times. I used to use that
Okay.
for
Oh, you
intro.
have?
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
we'll
I
play
missed
it
it.
when I'll play it Wednesday.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah,
if you
okay, yeah.
remind me. I'll play
If
it
we must
Wednesday.
die, and just read it real good to see what he said. You know what I'm saying? And this is all going to all that bullshit with brothers and sisters and Negroes talking about good white folks and all white people ain't bad and and us and invite them to cookouts and going to their cookouts and getting killed and lynched and all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? It's going to all of that about us. Hey man, if we must die, look, if we gonna die anyway, you say, well, we can't go nowhere. I know a brother so that, well, we can't all leave America and go somewhere else. Well, okay, all right, okay. Well, at least if we can't go nowhere, let's at least say, well, if we must die, let's die for something. You know what I'm saying? Let's die fight. Let's don't die cornered in a bush, cornered in a bush, locked up in a corner somewhere. We corner somewhere and just gonna die to say, fuck it, y'all kill me, and we gonna go to heaven and all God's children got wings and all that old bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Now, we got to get some motherfucking backbone and start shooting motherfuckers. Our children gonna stop dying at the rate that they dying when we put some guns in our motherfucking hand and start doing what that brother did. Going out there and put some buckshots in some motherfuckers' asses and shit. That's the only way to shit. It ain't gonna stop by no marching, no protesting. You know what I'm saying? These brothers disappearing in forests and sisters disappearing in forests and all this shit. That shit ain't gonna stop by none of that. Oh, what happened? Oh, what happened? And then you got some stuff, oh, well, it ain't about race. No, it's always about race. You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't gonna stop until we, as black people in this country and around the world, do one thing. Say, you know what? We got to go back to what Dessalines them and what all them Haitians did. Them Africans on the island of Haiti that said it's freedom or death. Fuck it. Hey, hey, if we gonna die, we gonna die. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't finna be no motherfucking slaves. We ain't finna be ain't no motherfucker finna run our lives no more. You ain't gonna run around there killing our children and killing us in traffic stops and all that shit. When you roll up, the police roll up on me, motherfucker. Hey, this ain't got nothing to do with RBG, y'all, and with our forecast. But when you roll up on me and I got the ups, I'm gonna blast your motherfucking ass. I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? I'm the Negro that's ready to die. You know what I'm saying? If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. But I'm saying, but what we gotta do, we gotta stop this weak ass shit, man. Cause we some weak ass we being weak as hell, man. We being weak as hell. And got the nerve of to turn around and talk about we ain't our ancestors. Our ancestors was killing motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Our ancestors was escaping in slavery and establishing free communities, and they was killing motherfuckers who came after them. Don't you ever tell me you ain't you can say that because you ain't your goddamn ancestor. You know what I'm saying? Your ancestor was a brave man, a brave black man, a brave black woman, and you some weak ass motherfuckers running around talking about putting your hands in the air and everything, and letting the Lord take care of it, and letting the government take care of all that shit. No, you motherfuckers need to get some guns and start regulating. That's what we got to do. That's the only way that shit gonna stop, at least slow down. And then if they say, well, you gonna bring everybody against, well, goddamn, would you rather live or die free than be a slave? But see, that's our problem. We on the plantation and don't want to leave that motherfucker. We want to be comfortable. I don't want to lose this. Well, I got a family to take care of. Well, okay. Think about what a black family went through in 1864 or in 1838. You know what I'm saying? When old Massa, then on the weekend, it got full and drunk, and him and some of them old white boys, the overseers want to come down and knock on the door and have some fun. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You gonna either be free or you gonna be a slave. Me, I'd rather die free. And I'm gonna just leave it at that, man. If we must die.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Shouts out to, and I'll play that joint next time, Wednesday when we come on here. And if I would have known, I would have put that on there. And shouts out to Karma 804, and like we'll let that be the last word. Shouts out to Karma 804, RBG. Thank you, Karma 804. I appreciate you. Shouts out my brother Maurice Muhammad. He said, American Skin 41 Shots is a protest song written by Bruce Springsteen in 2000, inspired by the shooting of Amadou Diallo. And shouts out to my good brother Anthony for coming on here. I appreciate you. KW Don 7, shouts out to him. My brother Bakari, Erica Howard, My good brother Time to Work. Shouts out to him. Shouts out to Matron. She gonna read the book Delectable Negro. That's another book y'all should get. She gonna be back soon. Shouts out to everybody out there. Shouts out to Cassidra. We gonna be back Wednesday. And that's all. And my only point was my brother. As far as that goes, this is an updated wolf, my brother. This is a wolf and a fox's clothing, where black people will look at it, oh, this is a fox, you know? Like we might be like, oh, I can't believe it, like the girl before, like this is a fox, but they're actually wolves, they're modern wolves, you know. So for the last words, of course we're gonna let this brother have it, you know. Let's
And
see.
hey, peace out forecast, peace RBG, peace to everybody in the chat, man. Peace, y'all.
Man
All right,
cannot
peace, my
have
brother.
a white man as a friend. A black man cannot have a white man as a friend.
He may have a white man who's friendly, but being friendly and being a friend, I think, are two different things. I think there are many whites who act friendly toward Negroes. A fox acts friendly toward the lamb. And usually the fox is the one who ends up with the lamb chop on his plate. The wolf doesn't act friendly, and therefore the wolf has more difficulty in getting the lamb chop in his plate.
I'd like to point out that...
And I say that because it is usually if you study the structure of the Negro community, economically, politically, civically, psychologically, and otherwise, it's controlled by the white liberal, who usually poses as the friend of the Negro, who actually differs from the white conservative in the same way that the fox differs from the wolf. Their appetite is the same. Their motives are the same. It's only their mannerisms and methods that differ.
What did you think we were before you began to think of us as human beings?
Well, in a way, we thought of you almost as a very superior pet. Something, or rather someone, we had to take care of. Because we had to do so much of their thinking for them. We had to do almost everything for them, except living their own lives. Anything outside, we had to do for them.
Mr. Hasty?
I'm sorry, y'all. You know I gotta make this the last words, y'all. Because she said it so wonderfully. And then I'm out of here.
If an officer stops you, always be polite and never ever run away. Promise mama you'll keep your hands inside. Is it a gun? Is it a knife? Is it a wallet? This is your life. It ain't no secret. It ain't no secret. No secret, my friend. You can get killed just for living in your American skin. Oh.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. And the hand hold and everything that go with it. That was wonderful. That's your girl, Calm 804. That's your girl. But anyway, I shouts out to all of y'all. We'll be back Wednesday. But as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're gonna keep falling for anything.